Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hi, lady.
Hi, you. Hi, you.
Hello. Hi, pizza. He's out. He was supposed to be outside, and he wasn't barking at all, and now he's just barking. Okay.
Welcome to the
Hello.
Knitting a Good Yarn podcast, 15 seconds in. Hello.
Hello. How many times are we going to say that?
I don't know.
Welcome to our podcast. If you are new here, thank you for showing up, giving us a try. You may have seen, I don't know what we're going to end up as a length, but thank you for pressing play, looking at it, probably thinking, what's a 3-hour knitting podcast going to be?
My name's Jackie.
Good. Oh, I'm Carmen. Hello.
We're going to for Southern Ontario. This is a knitty, chatty podcast. And for those of you who have been here before, we missed you.
Yes.
It's been
so long.
It's been very long. It's been really crazy.
Yeah.
All full of like good things.
Yes.
So good, crazy,
and
new jobs.
yes.
Well, not new jobs.
Yeah,
like,
new job.
yeah, like not a job change. Like basically adding a job.
Adding a job.
Adding a job.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just like lots of transition and schedule kerfuffles between the two of us. So thank you for being
and
patient
renovations.
with us. Yeah.
Like if you'll notice, it's a little different colors and
Paint and cabinets. So thank you for being patient with us. Thank you to all of you who like sent messages being like, mostly like, we know you're okay and we miss you, right? So we missed you too.
Or like, where are you?
Yeah, or where are you?
Which I appreciate. It's like, I know.
I feel like this is the longest we have gone in like years.
Definitely. And we were supposed to do it 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
3
Which
weeks
was already
ago.
3 weeks ago.
I think it was 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And that's when the cabinet, like their kitchen was literally like out of control. And then we went to Knit City, which we'll hopefully talk about.
Yes, we are going to talk about it.
Anyway, so here we are.
Here we are. There's admin stuff. What's the admin stuff? So we are a one-shot podcast. We do not edit. We sit here in Carmen's beautifully new renovated painted kitchen. And we just blah about all the things. So to help with viewing ease, one, we will create chapters. So sort of each finished object, whip, like thing that we talk about will have chapters. And then we also have show notes that are in the description box down below, in which we'll include like all of the information and the stats about the knits. Often, increasingly, it's like a community process because I put the show notes out and then people are like, but what's the yarn? Or like, what's the pattern designer? Like, what about the pattern that you talked about, but it is not in the show notes? So if there's anything that you want to know that's missing, just leave us a comment down below and then I will get you that information, put it in.
Yes.
Is there anything else?
Right, so the chapters, no editing.
Show notes.
No, I feel like we usually go on a lot longer.
I know. Look at us, 3 minutes. Efficiency station.
What?
I know.
Okay.
Although we did say hello about 37 times for the first 30 seconds to be like, what do we do here?
We give this disclaimer so often, but this one is really, I'm pretty sure, going to be a kind of possibly wacko. I just don't know what, like, where up is. You know, like what I mean? You know, like when you feel like you're like in the water in a wave and you're like, where's the surface? I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, what's happening?
It's swirly and twirly.
Yeah.
It's a swirly and twirly time in both of our lives, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't have a lot of things.
I have a lot of things.
Jackie has a lot of things, thank goodness. So
Carmen's been busy
wonderful.
with things and I have, like, in terms of like knitting progress, I have to say that you give this girl a deadline and I like I make it happen. I wish that I had stats for like how much I knit before we had the podcast. Because I think there's something about like knowing that the podcast is coming that makes me like super excited to finish things. And it's not like I'm like, you know, foregoing like water and sleep in order to knit.
Good. Because we wouldn't have you very long, I think.
I'm like a camel. I used to be a physician. I can go
True.
like a very long time
That's
without
true.
sleeping or drinking water. However, I'm not
doing that.
I'm not doing that. But there is this thing that happens with a deadline. So like there's the podcast, but the deadline I'm actually talking about is like Knit City, Montreal. About wanting to have objects finished for something, which leads me to actually be focused on projects instead of my tendency, which is to have like 13
Many
to 15 whips
Yes,
at a time, and then like just bite-sized do a little bit. I was like, okay, I have this much time. What do I actually want to get done? And I got it done, which I'm really delighted about. I got it done. So I do have a bunch of objects that it's kind of, we talked about, so before we turn this on, just so you all know, oh, here's the chatty, like, random interlude.
We thought we'd get some knits in by 10 minutes, but no, it doesn't look like
we can still make it. Typically, we, like, don't talk to each other about the knits until, like, we get here, and there's a lot of stuff that's, like, we're showing each other for the first time.
Yes.
And I think for the first time in, like,
a long time,
what we have is stuff that you've seen already.
Yes.
But don't know anything about. But you don't know, like, we haven't actually, like, talked about them. You just, like, saw them at Knit City Montreal.
Yes.
I had a second thought. Oh, and we had, like, a bit of a slow start this morning. Both of us. Like, just it was, like, a slow getting here in front of, like, getting actually the camera up and, like, in front of the table.
It's precariously perched because it can't find
our usual stand. But it's like, it's been half an hour of me being like,
yes,
don't talk to Carmen.
That's right.
That's right. The question. Half an hour of like staring at things and not being able to talk about it. And of course, so yeah, I feel like it's kind of a funny podcast episode.
Yeah.
Because it's like we've seen stuff, but we haven't seen stuff. But I do have, one or two things up my sleeve in terms of finished objects that are new.
Yeah, like this one. It's actually glowing off your hand. Like, so wait, like I can see the reflection on your skin. It's so beautiful. Let's start here.
Okay, so this is like my favorite color of the moment. When I think about knitting anything, I'm like, could I do it in highlighter yellow? Could I do it in highlighter yellow? And
the answer is always yes.
Like, it's actually, I almost, as Carmen was like getting ready and I was like looking at this shirt, which we will talk about, I was like, you know what I could do? I could do it in highlighter yellow. And Carmen's like,
But you should do it in highlighter yellow, and maybe I want to too.
But this is my favorite highlighter yellow that I have come across, which is the Wandering Flock Yolo. And this is in their Superwash Merino DK.
Okay.
And I got this in on a clearance sale from the Knitting Loft in Toronto, and it was like, I don't know how much, but like significantly reduced. And I was like, it's highlighter yellow. Like,
I wanted to try the Wandering Flock too.
Forever.
Yep.
I'm gonna buy it. And so I had 2 skeins of this DK, and then I was like, Jackie, what are you gonna do with 2 skeins of DK?
Right.
I was like, I guess I'm gonna have to find a summer shirt then. So this is the, oh no, I can never say this name. Guayaba? Oh. Guayaba. This is the Guayaba.
I've never heard of this, and I love it.
Oh no. The Guayaba by Marzen Kolaczek.
Yeah, that sounds right.
It is a pattern from the Pom Pom Issue 45 Summer 2023.
Oh.
I have loved this pattern for forever, and you will see that I basically am wearing the outfit that this model is wearing in a different set of colors.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
So there is something for me when spring hits and like the daffodils come. I'm like everything. I was like looking back at previous projects, and it turns out that every single spring I knit with highlighter yellow, or like the daffodils come and I'm like, I need to knit everything in yellow.
With the little floral theme.
With the little floral theme. So I was playing Yarn Chicken like crazy. So there are a whole bunch of modifications that I did to this to make it work. So first of all, my stitch gauge is on, but my bro gauge was like completely off. In the pattern, I'm pretty sure there's like 4 repeats. And because I was playing Yarn Chicken, and because my bro gauge was so large because I was using a DK yarn, I only got sort of like 3 repeats in.
Is she, was this not for DK?
No.
Look at you.
Oh, it is for DK.
Oh, what?
Okay, so the yarn, like it says, the yarn suggested yarn was like Baroque modern cotton or Pearl Soho Morning, and the yarn weight said DK, and the gauge was 19 stitches over 31 rows. Well, this is not 31 rows. I got 19 stitches.
31 rows.
Yeah, I know, right? I was like, 19 by 31 seems like ridiculously, I don't know.
Difficult to achieve.
Yes. Anyway, I don't really pay attention to row gauge. Like, I know I should, but I just basically go for stitch.
Yes,
and once
but
I've hit stitch,
pay attention. It's just that you don't change it for that.
Right,
you
correct.
then have to, you mod.
Yeah, I make adjustments for my often extremely, like, big row gauge. So this is, I think, my first and only superwash project. And I have a couple things to say. One is temperature-wise, superwash wool is way cooler.
Yeah.
Second, y'all who knit with superwash on the regular must be the most perfect knitters in the entire world, because superwash shows every single sin.
Yes.
Like every single one.
Because nothing's grabbing, like taking away the little like
nothing floofs and poofs.
Yes.
I was counting on it growing with blocking because, as you can see, it's like barely a top.
Beautiful though. I
but
love
it's
that.
cute. I think it's cute with the skirt.
And it's already been blocked. And did you try to stretch it?
I did. When I blocked it, I like gave it a real yank.
Yeah.
And you can see one of my favorite things is this like little scalloped edge.
It's so
But
cute.
if you, I mean, I'm like, let me just keep moving so you can't see. But in terms of like superwash, it really does show like, because you get the like little scallops.
Oh, you know what's so funny? I
short
never
rows.
noticed that until you pointed it out.
Yeah, of course I pointed out. But I was like, I was really conscious that I was like, dang, like it's really cute. Luckily, I'm just gonna keep moving around. However,
is that gonna be you in your regular life? Like,
hi.
Get on the horse with like the horse as you're riding that.
As you're riding.
Yeah.
So I mean, I love the top. I'm so happy with how it turned out. I love the color. It was a joy to knit.
This is such a gorgeous neckline.
And I'm like, I don't know that I made the best yarn choice / I'm just not accustomed to working with superwash. That I do think that if I were to knit this again, which I am seriously thinking about doing, I think I would go for something that is not superwash.
Yeah.
Just because I think like the
you'd like those to grab each other.
I'd like them to grab each other.
Little hole.
I do find that these like roll up a little bit. So I'd be really interested to see what it's like in a different sort of project.
Yes. Can I just say that all of these things, I now see them, but I truly did not see any of this before.
You know, and it's one of those things that I'm like, I don't think a regular person would care, but because I knit it, I can see it. And because I'm always thinking about, you know, I always want to knit everything 2 times.
Yes, you do.
So I'm thinking about like, how could it be more ideal?
Yes.
I really don't think that you can get more ideal than this color and this pattern. Beautiful. I feel like a flower.
It's so
in the
gorgeous.
best way.
Yes, it's perfect.
And, you know, with the white skirt, I'm like, I feel like a reverse daffodil.
Yeah.
Right?
Wait. A reverse daffodil?
Sorry, not a reverse. Like, okay. This is gonna be incredibly like, all right.
Convoluted.
Okay. Daffodils. So I have a lot of specialty daffodils in my garden. It's one of my favorite things.
Oh, there are specialty daffodils? I didn't know that.
There's so many daffodils. There's so many
maybe
different kinds of
yellow.
daffodils. So you know how like a daffodil, I want to say this, but I'm afraid that I'm going to ruin daffodils for everybody if I say this. Whatever, I'm going to say it. Daffodils kind of look like, to me, they look like a flower and a duck got together. Because there's the daffodil part that's the flower, and then there's the cup.
Oh,
that
yeah.
I don't know my brain.
Like a trombone or something.
Yeah, okay, like a trombone. So there's like
the beak.
The beak.
Is that bill?
And then the bill. Yeah, there's like the bill and then the flower, right? Some of my favorite daffodils have like the beak is yellow and the petals are white.
Oh.
And so like,
okay.
So in my mind, I am a daffodil.
Yes.
Anyway, that was extremely convoluted.
I love it because it's like, we already got the daffodil piece because it was yellow. Like that was already it.
But like, you know when you put things on and they have like a vision and therefore you feel, like I feel extra springy and happy in it, it's because I'm like, oh, I'm a daffodil. Anyway.
I love it.
What are the other mods I made? So I only did 3 lace repeats. I did not have enough. I was like I was like, I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to like
bind off.
Bind
thing. Bottom up or no?
Top down.
Top down, and then you
pick up here.
This here.
You pick up here, and then you finish the neck. And I meant to finish the arms, but I did not have enough yarn to finish the arms. The arms are supposed to be. You're supposed to repeat the scallops on the arms, which actually the way that it turned out, I feel like it actually is like okay that I didn't have those scallops, and I was gonna edge it, but you know what? It just worked out. It's like stockinette and it's rolling. I do. Thank you for noticing the edge.
I love it.
The edge is basically, I think, 3 rows or 2 rows and a bind off, and it just like game changed the like it just is so neat and delicious, and I feel like I want to use it again.
That's surprising. It's just that. I thought it was some kind of like I-cord or something. Did you put a pearl in? And then, I see.
I would tell you, except that I'm really giving away the pattern.
I'm sorry,
but
I
it's
just
okay.
did that. As I was
Smart
saying,
knitter can read it, but it was brilliant. I was like, how is it so easy?
That's
so easy, but it's a great. I don't know. I feel like it finishes really nicely.
It's beautiful. I saw it immediately. I was like, beautiful.
It made it so neat because again, I was like, oh my god, my stitches are like all wonky with the superwash, but a good little edging. I did not do the lace on the back, mostly because I was like,
oh, there's lace on the back.
Yeah, in the pattern there's lace on the back, but I was like, I don't know.
I don't know that I would do that either.
I have mixed feelings. Sometimes I like the feeling of having sort of a cutout in the back, and then sometimes I feel like I prefer my back covered, you know, like especially as like, I don't know, like a shawl wearer, a shawl knitter. There's like something about the back
a little warmer,
a little bit warmer, and so I just left it out. It was also easier, and I wasn't sure if, again, like the lace came out super neat. I don't know if it's just, if it's me, if it's superwash. I think it's fine.
It's gorgeous.
But I was like, I think I prefer it without on the back. It's just like easier and simpler.
I just feel like it's a little like summer tea. I don't know. It looks really,
I had the thought actually of knitting it again without any of the lace, just as like a basic.
Yeah, I mean, it is beautiful.
And I'll put the yardage down below, even though I feel like it is like relevant, not relevant, because it's
what, 500 or so
cropped
yards? Like how many does it need?
I should know that, but I don't know.
It's usually about 250, isn't it? Like for a DK?
I think so. It is 460 yards. But I love and would absolutely knit again.
I love it too. It's gorgeous.
Can imagine it in like a whole bunch of different colors, really as a sort of like to wear with dresses and skirts. And then I also have a thought of like I have these like high-waisted, like really distressed light wash denim shorts.
Yes.
The beach.
I mean, to me, fluorescent just works.
It does work
with everything.
It does.
I remember my when we've talked a bit about like getting the colors done and stuff, and when I was getting my colors done, the person I got it with, she's like a big expert in this kind of field, and I remember her saying that like fluorescents don't go into any color, like because they're not natural. They're not like a winter or a spring or a summer. Like they're not.
So there's no highlighter neon colors inside of the palette if you get your like color season.
Yes, and I think you can kind of we can all wear them, and we can all not be perfect in them, I guess.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I feel like this color gives you an instant tan.
Yeah, it does.
Like there's something about it that I'm like, oh, look how like, I don't know, like makes me feel more golden.
Yes.
Probably because it is actually, apparently it is reflecting yellow light.
Literally.
I can see it on my hand.
Yes,
actually.
you can see it. Like it's really hilarious. Like it's probably reflecting even on me. I don't know if you, no, you won't.
No. It does. There is like a, there is a
glowing.
glow. I'm glowing and I love it. I would highly recommend
light. Like imagine, or you, I wonder if it would glow it, if you stood near the light and then you like turned off the lights. I wonder if it would like hold any of it. I guess not. Hey, is that different from?
I don't actually know how glow in the dark works.
Yeah, it might be different.
But there is glow in the dark yarn.
Yeah, that's.
I have thought about working with it because I think it'd be really fun. Not that I'm like in a place that has black light a lot of the time, but just the thought of it amuses me.
It is so beautiful.
Thank you. So if you're looking for like a fun summery spring knit, I think like this is it. I have so other thoughts in terms of yarn choice is Sanus Garn Lena.
Oh yeah,
I think would be a good one.
that would be. I knit with that.
Yeah.
that was my like heart.
Yeah, your
tea
beautiful
tank.
love
It was
letter
the-
top.
Yeah, that's yeah. Thank you. That's what it was called. It really like stretches.
Oh, it
though.
stretches.
Yeah, and it's quite heavy, I will say, and a little stretchy. I love the top.
Scratchy.
Yeah.
It's a cotton linen viscose. What's
Yeah,
scratchy in it?
the
Linen.
linen. And it's not. It's, linen has a lot of variety, I think, in terms of its like feel.
Quality.
And this is one that, like for me, felt kind of scratchy and not really soft and
interesting.
tough. But I haven't been wearing it that much actually.
I also feel like if I remember correctly, you knit it. I want to say that in my head because I bought the yarn that I needed for that after you had knit it and I tried it on and loved it. We'll link the episode below so that you can see this beautiful top. Yeah. It felt like you knitted a tight gauge in order for the texture to show. Does that make sense?
Oh, maybe I did. Right, and so you're saying that would make it crispier?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was my thought around it, but I don't know. Does anybody have suggestions in terms of like summery DK yarns or like a yarn that will give you a stitch gauge of like 19?
Yeah.
Because it would be lovely, I think. It would be lovely for this to be just a little bit longer. It's like a little bit.
Right. So really like 3, if you had 3, happened to have 3, you would have been set.
I would have been set.
And this was what size was this probably? Like the
first size.
Okay.
Yeah, size 1.
Right.
Size 1 with a finished bust size of... Oh, I did make notes. Where are said notes? 39.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very nice. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
I would have tried it. Well, so we usually try each other's things on.
I do think this one's like a little short based on what you're...
It's just going to be like... and I'm not wearing high-waisted jeans, so I just kind of feel like probably...
Well, I'll bring it next episode.
Yeah, bring it next
if you're
episode.
like
I'm
wearing
probably
a
going to be
dress
in
in front
a
of
dress.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm in jeans. That never happens. But well, actually, partly because of this.
Because
top,
it goes so well with your top.
Yeah.
Which
Which is a test knit, another test knit for Park Williams Park and Knit. I love her work.
you do.
I love her work. I don't know what to say. Why? Like, I mean, of course, why? Because it's just, she's just really cool. Maybe that's it.
is
She's
very
like,
cool.
She exudes this like, just cool, like,
She has
fashionable-
like cool girl vibes. Is she based out of New York?
Chicago.
Why do I
Yeah.
think like in my head she
I thought
has
it was New
maybe
York.
like I don't know. I think it's like cool girl, but like in an easy kind of way, like an effortless
Yes.
kind of cool that reminds me of the big city.
True, but maybe actually that effortless part isn't really Manhattan to me. You know,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
maybe
you're
that
right,
is
yeah.
more like Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she has a podcast that she just started.
With
with,
Jessie
Jessie
May.
May.
I know,
Yeah.
that's on my to watch list.
I know. Beautiful. Anyway, so she came out with this. I think I'm on her. Yes, I'm on her subscriber list. Newsletter, whatever.
Your test are you on a does she have a test knitter list?
Yes. I think it's the same. I don't know if it's the same. Anyway, yes. So I'm on her testing list, and so things come up, and sorry about that. They're kind of far. So she came up with this. It's called the Base Spirit something. I put test, so I don't know. Thank you. I could have gotten that. Yeah, so you can see it is a, did I call it double? No. Single-stranded Suri. I am totally like, what is happening in my like brain right now? Okay. Single-stranded Suri alpaca from Fiber Macgyver in this color Renegade that I got actually in Rhinebeck. So that also like just feels kind of nice that it's like a Rhinebeck thing. And yeah, so when Park Williams, hers was in this like royal blue, also in Suri, at a really big gauge. As soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, I love this. And then I'm like, I could knit. These skeins have been just sitting there and I haven't known what I wanted to knit them into. And this is, as soon as I saw it, I was like, this is perfect. So you can see it's like a big, cozy, not frumpy, like, what do I want to say? It's like a comfy,
It's like slouchy,
sweater,
but
slouchy.
Cool.
Yeah, and I like
how to describe
tuck it in, and I wear this all the time. We went to Knit City and I wore this on the train. Like, it's one of those things that if you just want a little more of something to put on, you would think that it might be too hot or too cool because of all of the
because it's open.
holes.
It's
It's very open. And it's only a tee, but I don't know what's going on with it. It's just
so
perfect.
good.
I wear it in the spring. This spring, I've just worn this
constantly.
I made it in, I didn't write that down. I think it was a week, maybe.
Well, gauge.
The gauge is 12 stitches by 18 rows. I use size 10, size 10, 8 millimeters, is that right? I always get this wrong. 8 millimeters, I think, right? 8 would be 7, 10. Sorry, it's
6 millimeters.
Oh, we go 4, sorry, yes. I was
like 10 millimeters. I was like, wait.
I don't know why I get, 6 millimeter needles.
Yes.
So super fast, and then you double up the edges.
Oh, like it's
in a
double
little
stranded
rib.
on the rib.
It's double stranded there, and you can see it.
How does it hold? It's so clever.
It is so beautiful.
One of the things I love about it, and I don't know, I couldn't find her version on her Instagram for whatever reason. I think it's like not out, right?
No, and
okay.
I would look at.
In any case,
on my phone.
What I love about it actually is the choice to do this like elbow length sleeve. Like, and this is the thing that when I think about Park Williams, like she designs some like really cool things with a lot of holes in them.
Yes,
right?
she does actually.
She also designs these like classic pieces that have these like thoughtful, cool girl details, you know, like the choice to sort of do this length as opposed to doing it cropped, like the amount of ease that you have, like just this little detail that I didn't notice until you named it, which is that the ribbing is like less, it's like double stranded, and so it gives it like an edge, like it gives it a nice edge for the like open suri.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
so
brilliant.
lovely. And it's a drop shoulder. What else? What did I say? It took 89 grams. So 2 skeins of the, and I knit, I'm pretty sure it's size 3, but it could have been size 4. I think
we'll put it down below
medium.
with the bust size, the finished bust size in the show notes. But it's so good.
Yeah. And I think it's going to be released soon because the testing deadline was last Sunday, I think. I think so. I was like, by the way, Park always also gives like such long periods of time for people to knit, like for test knitting. So, and they're always, at least the ones I've done, maybe because I've been like drawn to them, but they're...
You do the big gauge ones.
Big
like
gauge
totally
ones that I just love so much.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So it's gone. So then I'm thinking, when is that coming out? Like, you know, like it's so long. I've been wearing this for at least a month, maybe more, probably more.
It's, I feel like it's the perfect match between pattern and yarn. I mean, it will be gorgeous in like any color, but I do think it's such a good, like, it's such a good dopamine knit. Cause I remember being at New York Sheep and Wool and like, just in the like smorgasbord of like delicious, delightful colors, that Susie at Fiber Macgyver dyes, like her color sense is just like, she has a Suri that's in this color, and I was like, I think that I need to buy that Suri also. However, I like very clearly remember, so shopping with Carmen, like going places where there's yarn, where there's shopping with Carmen is always so fun, and also like is a moment that like very strongly highlights how we're incredibly different. In the sense that Carmen just like you just know what you want. Like you go into a booth and you're just like,
well,
and
this
that's
is a
what I
spirit
remembered.
color too.
I remember like going and I was like, oh my God, there's so many colors. And I'm like reading the labels. I'm like, oh, what are the bases? And Carmen has just like chomped the last 2 skeins of this. And I was just like,
yes.
And it's gone. And it's gone.
It was done. That one was right in there. Right
and like to find a pattern that just like, is so scrumptious and makes it.
I'm so glad too because I loved this color so much. I love the feel. I mean, Suri is such a beautiful, and this is a lovely
Suri might be your favorite fabric. I'm just gonna put it out there. I think like you are a brushed alpaca girl.
I really do.
Like so many of your, I think especially like this year, so many of your favorite
garments
have been in like Suri,
Yeah.
like brushed alpaca.
You're right.
Big gauge,
Even the
really
Wonder
light.
Fluff, I think, is alpaca. You're right. You're right.
Like this is, I feel like I've had a Mohair year and you've had a Suri year.
I have. And so I'm so glad, and because it was, you know, from a dyer that's it's not easy for me to get.
Yeah, as Canadians.
As Canadians.
I mean, she does ship, but we get a little bit kerfuffled about duties and things.
Well, nowadays too. Like,
yes.
It's hard to know what the heck is going to
What's
happen. So I really wanted, like, you know, it was extra special.
Yeah.
And so the fact that this is a sweater I can wear all the time, and every time I throw it on, I just get so happy.
Yeah.
And I really wear, I keep saying it, but like, I wear it all the time. Like, it's one of those that's just I have it around, and because it's Suri too, like, I don't know, I don't feel precious. I mean, I love it, obviously. I just said I love it, but like, I don't feel precious about it in terms of, ooh, like, make sure it doesn't get wrinkled or something. Like, I just like throw it into things. I just, you know, put it on.
It's so good.
I love it. I love it. I highly recommend
You
it.
always wear it over something.
I do.
Okay.
When she did her picture, she was wearing like a bra underneath it, which looked really, really cool. I don't know that that's my like this
Vibe
time
right
of
now?
life. Like, maybe.
Yeah, you could. You could pull off.
Maybe in the summer, you know.
Yeah.
I maybe, or like a little like sports bra, or like a little
Bralette kind of
bralette
thing.
or something.
Yeah, I just
actually,
love it.
cool.
When I saw you in it, the first thing that I noticed is that I actually love how it looks at an open gauge. Like, I like I don't know, there's something like kind of like grungy and like cool girl grungy about it.
Yes.
And you were wearing it with like jeans with big holes in them. Like, I was just like, this is a look and I love it. I want it.
It really was. You're right. It has a 90s kind of
Yeah.
like.
Yeah, in the best way.
It's amazing. You have to try it on.
Yes, I do.
Oh my gosh, it is so.
Okay, hang on.
Oh.
I'm not wearing a shirt.
Oh. Oh, okay, yes. Well,
I'm not sure that I'm ready to
to jump right in there. As you just asked about that. Yeah, I've been wearing it with lots of different things underneath too. So sometimes white, sometimes I'll wear something that is not as obvious. Different straps and stuff work. Whoops.
Oh.
I know. It's so light too when you're like, it's 89 grams. Like,
To
you
me,
just,
it's like shawl vibes, but in a shirt.
yes. Oh, I already love it.
This color!
The color is,
This color!
I mean, like, okay, so the neon yellow looks gorgeous on you, but this is even more, I think, like, beautiful. Oh, good, and now I can see it with black under. You see, it like changes the look a little bit.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
I like how you had the like higher neckline so that the necklines match. Can I make that work? Probably not. It's big on me, but it's real.
Big. It looks so pretty. Yeah. Oh, I love it.
I like the sleeve length actually.
I really, and when I first saw it, I was like,
not a length
do I
that
like?
I wear.
Yes, I wasn't. I have never knit, as we we're just saying, I've never knit anything that length, but it's a good length. It's a good length. Yeah.
Love.
Beautiful.
Love. I'm just gonna sit here with this.
Yeah.
I just don't want to take it off.
No, this is what I mean. I'm not kidding. I want to say you're welcome to anybody who listens to me and knits this and then is like, oh my God, she was not joking. Like, I was not exaggerating. How I just want to make another one. This one, and I also, this is coming from Knit City, but at Knit City, I wore my eyelet drop both days because I loved it so much by Layla Raven. I did in the Fleece and Flax, like the linen blend from Melissa and Sonder. We'll talk about this again. But I love that sweater. Even yesterday, I was like, I'm doing this new thing where I'm teaching, and I threw that one on. So I actually said yesterday to myself, I need to make another one of those. So I'm gonna make another one of these, and I'm gonna make another one of those because I actually wear them all the time. They're so convenient.
Fleece and Flax.
Oh, well, look at this segue. That worked out. Oh God, this is so beautiful.
Okay, so this is
I feel like this is
other
not,
testament.
at least what I see here, the color's not coming through. Like, it is way more vibrant than what this is seeing. That's better, actually.
Better?
That's a little better. Yeah, well,
like here.
just imagine this, but just like amped
With
up.
like a little more sunshine in it.
Yes.
I feel like it just.
Oh.
I'm having a yellow moment. So this is a test knit, this is the test knit for Samantha Guérin. And this is the study session tank, which I knit in Sonder Fleece and Flax in the color Wake Up Call. And if you've been here for a while, you know I'm not really like a summer knits girl. I like love me a sweater.
You have.
I'm getting in there. I haven't been.
Now,
but
I
like,
think you kind of are.
I love this so much.
It is so beautiful.
I feel like this.
I love this.
This somehow straddles. It was interesting, right? Like it somehow straddles tank top and vest in the perfect proportion.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
What to say? I just.
It looks so gorgeous on you, Jackie.
Thank you.
This outfit is so beautiful.
Thank you. This was like, talk about a deadline knit. I full on invaded Sam's DMs because I think she like posted something in her stories, and I had knit the sweater, which actually
that's right.
do side by side,
which is so which is so interesting because this just feels totally different with the mohair and everything.
So I had knit her study session sweater. Well, I'd gotten to everything except for the sleeves, and like adored it so much. And then I saw that she had like a tank that was coming out. Oh my god, that looks so good on you. She had a tank coming out, and she knit it in Sonder Fleece and Flax, and we knew that we were gonna be in the Sonder booth. And I was like, what do I want to wear to Knit City Montreal? Like I didn't have an idea necessarily.
Yes.
Like
and it has to be light because it's very hot.
Yes,
a lot of people
because it has been ridiculously hot at Knit City Toronto. We were like melting, so I was like, okay, this is a moment, and I knit this baby in like 10 days. I think Samantha was like. She was like, I was like, how long did it take you? And she's like, took me 12 days. And I was like designing whilst I was doing it. And I was like, okay, when is it coming back from your tech editor? Would it be possible for me to test it for you so that I can have it at the booth at Knit City Montreal? So it's just like the happiest, for me, it's the happiest color.
It's so beautiful.
It's in one of my favorite bases. It just has like just enough detail for it to be gorgeous.
It feels beautifully done. Like it feels like you bought this.
It's just so elegant to me.
It is
like
so
the
gorgeous.
pattern is so elegant to me.
It's so beautiful.
So construction. You start at the back and you knit this part flat. Then you pick up the shoulders and you do like increases and this like beautiful lace panel. Then you eventually join it all, knit it in the round, and then you pick up for the ribbing. And it just is a joy to knit. Man, like a tank goes faster than sweaters. There's like no sleeves.
Yes,
you're
so done when you're
I don't know what to say. I love it. I feel like it's a great tank in terms of like, I love the depth of the V-neck. I love the width of the straps. I feel like it's a really great tank in terms of coverage in all the right places.
Yeah.
And that's why it's like, it's almost like a vest, but there's something about, I think the cable and the lace that has a cami vibe to it, which I love. I already know that I want to knit this in black because I think that it would I love the silhouette. I love how the V-neck looks. I love a little bit of eyelets. Like I think
the lace
will be lost 100%. But still, I just love it so very, very much.
It is so beautiful. Did you show this detail of the way it comes? Can we see that? Like, oh, it's so pretty.
Yeah, it just is brilliantly done.
I think this might be one of my favorite constructions, like that when we start in the back and then, like have this like a nice little like
shoulder
line
here
that goes like right behind. I think it's so
right. Yeah.
This is we must have it too, right?
Yes. I knit this in it's like 116 grams of the Fleece and Flax. And I was basically Samantha in the pattern suggests that it's cropped. I think I knit it like, I don't know, half an inch shorter than what was recommended in the pattern. And I only broke into the second skein of Fleece and Flax in order to do the ribbing. Which means that I get to knit with this delightful color once again. Yeah. So the Fleece and Flax, we've talked about it before, it's 75% BFL and 25% linen. And I'm gonna start to do like a semi detour to talk a little bit about Knit City Montreal. At Knit City Montreal, I feel like I had an epiphany about two things. One is that soft is ridiculously relative. for the individual.
Yes.
And
that is
two, that this I think this particular yarn base, and I'm gonna ascribe it to the linen, although I don't know if that's fair or not, but this particular yarn base that has the linen is completely different based on the gauge and how much you wear it. Because I have a top that I knit on the same needle sizes as I did this. Oh, did I talk about the needle sizes? This is on a US 4.
4, so 3.5 millimeters.
Yeah. I have another top that I knit in the same needle sizes last year. That's like a summer top. And how that fabric feels after a year wear versus how this fabric feels, which is like right off the needles, is completely different. The other one is like butter. Like it is like sense. It is visibly and like not visibly. Is it visibly? No. Tactilely. What's like it just feels like a completely different fabric.
Okay. Yeah.
And I ascribe that to the linen, right? People sort of say that like linen gets softer over time.
Totally.
And so this fleece and flax base was something that a lot of people were interested in at Knit City Montreal. I think because it's like a little bit different, right? Like it's an unconventional yarn blend. It was like the summer. It was like the summer. In it.
Because of the heathering of the linen.
The linen makes it all tweedy and delicious.
Oh gosh, hold on. You keep going.
But the number of people, so we had samples, and the number of people who would pick it up and people would like touch it and be like, oh God, it's so good. And then somebody else would touch it and be like, oh my gosh, this is like the scratchiest texture ever, which was bizarre to me. I was like, oh my gosh. And then we had different samples of this yarn knit in different gauges, number one, and then sort of like had been worn.
Yes. Because we
different gauges.
Pizza. Sorry. We're just having a day. Pizza, why are you came in? Come in. You don't want to do this.
And it was remarkable to me. I think that if we could have done like a close your eyes and just feel the fabric, the difference between each of the different garments knit in the different eases was insane. And then how the yarn aged also.
Yes.
I think it just gets better with time and more drapey and more soft. And the last thing that I want to say about Fleece and Flax is that the colorways change the gauge.
Yes.
Like I don't know how,
gauge,
like it
or
must be
softness?
Both.
Gauge too.
Maybe. Huh. Maybe I don't actually have. So I knit this on a US size 4. I'll in a moment I'll show a knit where I knit it on a US 6, and 2 needle sizes changed the gauge by like 4 stitches on the knit side.
Wow.
Like it,
and they were both metal.
Yeah, and 7 stitches on the row.
Jeez.
Yeah, but it's 2 different colorways of the same yarn. And I actually swatched for this using a different color in the Fleece and Flax because it was not I did my gauge swatch before the yarn arrived. And I had to change my needle partway through.
Wow.
Because I noticed that my gauge was significantly tighter on this lighter colored Fleece and Flax than when I had swatched it with a darker color. Like the darker colors I feel like are maybe a little bit softer, probably because there's like more happens in the dye process. / I did sort of think to myself, are the dark colors dyed on a cream base, or are the dark colors, do they come from like dark BFL sheep? You know what I'm saying? Because the light colors are like, it's like a off-white base and then you add the dye. But then the dark colors it's the same base and then they add the dye.
It would be the same base just because
because that's how it makes sense. But I did like have a thought that I was like, wow, it's so different. Like obviously dye changes yarn, but I didn't really like acknowledge how significantly different it was.
Right. The only examples I have are because I had to, I have a lot of Fleece and Flax that I've bought, but I haven't knit with yet. But I will be, as we'll talk about. But Melissa was kind of, when she first got the samples from the mill, we were able to knit. I think we talked about this in previous episodes. And there was a dark and there was a light. And so those are the only ones that I can compare to, but they were significantly
different.
And like it's been like a year, and my like they're both soft, but that black one is just
extra soft.
Yes.
Yeah, and I remember we had that sample of that black one, which the colorway is Crossword. Carmen knit it in the Salty Air Tea by Samantha Guerin.
Oh my god. At a big gauge.
At a big gauge,
like,
and I remember people like would hold up the skein and be like, I don't know, it's scratchy, and I was like, I get it. Like if this doesn't like jive with your skin, right? Like I think it's soft, but if you don't feel like it's soft, then like of course, like let's find you something else. But I was like, I just want you though to come over to the sample section and like feel through. And it was remarkable for not just me, but other people to be like, oh, I can't do this fabric. Oh, I can totally do this fabric. Oh my god, this fabric is so amazing. And it was like the knit on larger needles and had been worn for a while. People were like, oh, this is really good. And it was like the fresh off the needles was people weren't as enamored with the one that was fresh off the needles. And I sort of thought to myself, I don't actually know what is typical in wool, like in terms of knitwear. Do you typically think that your fabric is the best, like other than this, which has the linen in it? Like generally speaking, when you have your knits, do we think that knits get better or worse?
Or stay the same?
Or stay the same.
It almost always gets better in blocking.
Yes.
That I can say. But after that, I don't think I notice in wool.
Yeah, I don't feel like it evolves as much. Like I do think that like there's a sweet spot after you block it and then you wear it a bunch that it starts to like mold to your body.
Yes.
But I don't know that I think that the fabric gets better.
I don't think it does.
Except in
fact,
this
might get a little bit
blend.
Pilly,
pilly. Whereas this, I'm just like, I don't know. There's something about it just like gets better.
But I think it must be the linen because that is something
that's the
that
nature
people
of
talk
linen.
about. Like cotton's not. I don't really knit with cotton. I've only like done it once and I didn't like it because it was so.
It didn't have any stretchy.
Yeah.
Knits.
Actually, I guess I did it with the Lena. That's like cotton,
right? Yeah, it's like cotton viscose.
That had better bounce, I have to say, than the one that I had done anyway.
Previously.
Yeah, I don't know much about that.
Like, if you're looking for a summer yarn, I am floored time and time again with this base, which when I look at it on like paper and I'm like, okay, it's 75% BFL, 25% linen. What difference does 25% linen make? A ton. And at like a large gauge, I haven't knit it in a large gauge yet, and like by itself on a larger needle size.
Sorry, but what is this gauge?
US 4.
I know the US
22.
22, okay.
22 on a US 4. So good.
And this one you did in the merino in the Sunday morning.
Yeah, so this is the study session sweater, which is the first one that I knit, and when I fell in love with this lace cable motif, which is not only gorgeous but like so fun to work. Like it's such a fun thing to work. You can kind of read it, the chart is nearby, and you just like get into a rhythm. And again, we talk about this a lot, like it's like just enough to keep you engaged, but not like melting your brain. And the way that the sort of like lace and the cables line up and your rest rows, it's just exceptionally so fun. So I knit this. This is also knit also in Sonder Yarn. Also like I want to get it done from Knit City Montreal. Like the deadline of Knit City Montreal had me actually finish the sleeves because really, in fairness, the body was done for like some time, and it was just like, oh, I need to get the sleeves done.
Because this wasn't a test.
No, this was not a test. I did this after it was released. So I knit this in the Haven, one strand of Haven.
Oh, right, okay. So it is
and one strand of Halo Mohair. The Haven is in the color Kiss and Tell, and the Mohair is in the color Mauvelicious, which is not typically one that's paired together. Like typically Kiss and Tell goes with a colorway called Floss, which is more pink.
Pinky, yeah.
And then Mauvelicious, which is more mauvey. Mauvey goes with what goes with a colorway called Mani Petty to get it like really mauvey.
It feels like it should go.
But I am really happy. Like basically Floss was out of stock, and I, in my mind, saw this as a spring sweater and wanted this sort of like mauvey magnolia color.
Yes.
And I'm like so surprised that it worked out, because I
wish you had the two together.
But like when you hold the two together, I was kind of like, oh, I don't know if this is gonna go. And when we were pairing it together at Knit City, like people would grab it and they'd be like, no, but it worked out. I don't know how, but it worked out.
This is a thing I want, and I want to just mention without having any idea why this is the case, but we often look at things and they feel, I don't know, this one is not too far from it, but you could say like, wow, that's a lot darker than this one. When the mohair is put together, it just washes the thing and you don't see barber pulling, you don't see it being, and we have done pretty significantly different mohair to main whatever mixes, and they don't look weird.
Yeah, it's kind of
I don't know how that is.
I love the color that this turned out.
It's so pretty.
Which was totally like a things were out of stock, so I was just like, let me play and see. But I'm really happy with how it turned out.
Oh, so pretty.
This yarn combination.
So we talked. So the Haven is first of all, Melissa's Sunday morning line is BFL, Massum only.
Yes.
BFL and Massum. 75% and 25%.
Yes.
The Haven line she has now is merino and
75%.
75% merino, 25% BFL.
15% BFL. Sorry, hang on. 75% Falkland merino, 12.5% BFL, 12.5% Massum.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And it is 711 yards per 100 grams. So it's a lace weight. So this is like lace weight, merino BFL Massum plus mohair. And I want to knit with this combo.
It's
forever.
Significantly softer. Like you can feel the difference. I mean, at Knit City, so we had the samples, which is Melissa's sample racks are beyond, like you can only imagine, like all of the different patterns and things that she's written herself, and then all of these other beautiful things that she puts her spin on and stuff. You know, it's just absolutely
up. Oh my God.
Incredible. But the number of times I'm like, you have to feel the difference, because the Sunday morning plus, like the fingering plus mohair is super soft. Like we've knit so many sweaters in that. But then you feel the Haven with the mohair, and it's significantly softer somehow.
I mean, I think the other thing that I want to name is that the gauge on this came out around like 21.
I was going to ask you, yeah. So
21 stitches
a little
per
bit
4 inches, so a little bit bigger than this one. And there was another sample sweater that was knit at a 18 stitch gauge, and that was like even more luscious, delicious. I mean, I wanted to get gauge that was close to the pattern, and I always kind of worry with lace, because I'm such a loose knitter, especially in the row direction, that if I use a large needle size, then my lace is going to be super like gapey. I do have a trick for that, which I'll talk about in a second. But this pattern is just so fun to knit. Again, I want to say that like the V-neck proportion is just perfect. The difference between the sweater and the tank, obviously the sleeves, but the sweater also has a folded over neckline.
Oh yeah, beautiful.
Which I think makes it really neat and gives it again a little bit of like structure. And then what else did I do? I did no modifications to that sweater, except that instead of doing a tubular bind off, I did this bind off called the Rook bind off, which I'll link below, which is a stretchy bind off that you can use with ribbing. That's an alternative to tubular. And I really love it. I think it looks really good. What I will say is that I think in my head I slotted it as easier than tubular bind off. Like instead of doing a tubular bind off, let's do the Rook cast off instead, and that will lead to more ease. And I do think that it's easier.
I think it's easier.
It's definitely easier, but it's definitely not faster. Like I felt like I was binding this off.
We were on the train.
6 hours.
We were on the train, and granted we were talking, but it would have an hour pass, and Jackie had done this much, and it's Jackie, right? And you were not just like putting it down and we were talking, like you were working on it. And it's like, what is happening here? But I've done the Rook bind off before, and I don't I don't know.
I don't know what it was.
What's going on there?
It is really beautiful. It is easy. One of the nice things about it is that you don't have to, like, with a tubular, you have to know where you are.
Yeah.
Like there's, you know, like basically in my head, there's 4 passes in order to do a tubular, and my tubulars, I just haven't practiced it enough. I don't actually find them neat. In the sense that, like, you don't see, like, it rolls over. But it's definitely, like, ruffly because I haven't figured out what I haven't figured out the tension quite right. And then also to be doing it with mohair just hurts me. So I subbed the tubular bind off for the Rook, which I think looks good.
It does look good.
And is appropriately
stretchy.
stretchy.
You the same amount of time that you took to knit.
I know.
It took you to do the bind off.
I know. Forever. But I really have. I feel like accomplished that I did it. But I just want to take a moment and be like, I did a normal bind off here and I think it looks great.
It's gorgeous.
And I've decided.
In pattern or just did you just
in
knit?
pattern?
Okay.
In pattern. And I've just decided that I am not strict, like, unless it is required for it to fit over my head, I will be doing a regular bind off. I
often do a regular bind off instead of tubular. Like when it's called for, here and there I will do that because I feel, just like we're saying, like I feel like there's a reason for it, but like a lot of the time, nobody's looking at the hem of your sweater.
Yeah, what do people think, right? Like, do your hems need to match? Like, if you tubular the top, can you, like, regular the bottom?
Totally.
Like, I feel like I'm just that kind of knitter that's just like, whatever.
Next time you see us in person, you should, like, come up to us and be
just like check all our hems.
That's right.
I will do it.
Let me see. Mm. You did the Rook on these too?
Yeah. I do in my head. Your neckline bind off can be different from your hem and sleeve cuffs. Hems and cuffs. I don't know why I can't get that in my head. I'm always like, I struggle. I feel like the hems and the cuffs need to match, but the top can be different.
That's definitely true, and I just don't even care if the hems and the cuffs match too.
Would you do one cuff in a tubular and one cuff in a regular?
I absolutely
would. You totally
would, except for the fact that I wouldn't, because why would I have done the tubular in the first place? But yes, if I did the tubular and I hated it, and I'd be like, and I didn't want to rip it out, which is likely, I would do the other one. Like, who cares? How often do you go like, let me see? Like,
it's so true.
Like, even from here, you can't even tell.
No, probably
That's assuming I'm doing this. When am I going to do this? Traffic? I can't think of any other reason.
No, if you're directing traffic, you're moving fast enough that nobody can tell. But I love this sweater. I love this pattern. I think it is ridiculously elegant. I think that
it's so beautiful.
Like, you know, we often talk about, like, does it look store-bought? Does it look handmade? And for me, this is like, it's like the perfect melding of, like, handmade and store-bought and just like.
But it doesn't, so yeah, for me, these don't look handmade at all. And in fact, the only handmade piece of it is that you can tailor it to your body, right? Like, it just doesn't look handmade to me. It looks like you could have easily bought that from a store. It's so pretty.
Samantha Guérin.
Samantha, let's just, like, because I was saying Park Williams, like, does such great designs too, and like I just know I'm gonna like it. Even but like knitting it, I know it's going to just have something to it that is gonna work out so well. Samantha Guérin's another one.
Yeah,
she just has beautiful stuff.
She's beautiful stuff. She knows how to use a detail. She knows how to proportion a detail. And her patterns are size inclusive. They're like so clear. They're, you know, like it's the cable stuff is like it's written and it's also available in a chart. It just is like, you know, we love her to bits. Mm-hmm. And for some reason, I feel like
Canadian.
No,
okay.
But I feel like she is.
I know she has like a Canadian feel to her. I think.
Yeah,
I feel like she could be from like, I don't know why, like Saskatchewan or something. Which is, I mean, in a good way.
Yeah,
you know, it's like prairies and
she's just as like, I think she's what I aspire to be, which is like meticulous and relaxed at the same time.
Yes.
I feel like I have like relaxed mode, which is probably a bit too relaxed, and I have like a little too meticulous mode, and I feel like she marries the two beautifully and then ends up creating patterns that are like the balance of that in terms of like making them and then also how they look.
Yeah. Just her vibe.
We love you.
The word like salt of the earth comes to mind, but I don't even really know what that means. So if it's not that and you're like salt of the earth, she's not salt of the earth. I don't mean that then. But she just seems like cool. So.
Yeah. talk about a perfect pattern.
This combo looks
I also like this combo together. I was very sad. It was like unintentional, but I was very satisfied with feeling like we're back.
Does this look also like fuzzy? Okay, now it's back, I think. Okay, so I hope you are seeing us because we have just realized that now this is the first time
in 2.5 years, 3 years?
Almost 3 years.
Almost 3 years.
That there's ever been a stop
in the middle
of our podcast. Somebody called and I didn't know what to do because I forgot to put it on airplane mode or whatever. And so I went to hang up, but then it went straight to the call. Why did that happen?
I don't know. So either Carmen has figured out how to splice these together and this is one long video, or this is going to be a two-parter
right.
that is going to confuse everybody.
Nah. They're smart.
It's fine.
They can follow it all.
So,
wow. That was really, I love it because it's like we're both very shooken by this. Shook? We're shook.
Shaken? Shook?
We're shook by this. I feel shook.
I don't even know what it is now. You know, you say something too many times.
Yeah, now I don't even know what it is. In any case, I'm good. You know,
I'm both shaken and stirred.
Yes, I feel very like, whoa.
What just happened?
What just happened? Okay.
I don't even know where we were. Sweaters. Beautiful. Oh, okay. You know what I did want to say? Is I think we've said this before, but I do, like this came up when we were at Knit City, Montreal. We don't work for Melissa at Sonder Yarn. We are not staff.
No.
We don't get paid.
No.
Like if anything, people were like, okay, but you know a lot about the yarn. And I was like, I do know a lot about the yarn because I knit with it a lot.
Yes.
However, it's like an interesting, I don't know, phenomenon. Like, how do I explain how we ended up in the booth at Sonder Yarn? And essentially, I think this is how it went. We were crazy fangirls.
Definitely. This is true.
You started a revolution with our fleur long cowl.
Oh, yeah.
You knit a shawl. And because of that, we came onto Melissa's radar. And she was like, I don't know, we just like met. And it was like kindred spirits.
Kindred spirits, for sure.
And and we're so, I can't remember what happened. She was thinking about vending at Knit City, Toronto, which is like close to us. And we were like, and she was like, I would like to come, but I don't have staff. Do you know anybody who would help?
Yes, that she would
in the stall.
Hire.
Yeah. And we were like, so we like asked her to be booth assistants.
And I feel like we should state, because we keep saying we're not paid. That's not because Melissa wouldn't pay us.
Yes, correct. It's because we refuse.
We refuse because we really want it to be clear that we are not doing this because we're making anything from it. Like, we're truly just that in love.
Yes. And I think the other thing that I realized as I was thinking, oh, what am I going to wear to Knit City Montreal? And I was like, I have lots of options because I keep knitting with Sonder. It's not because I don't love other yarn things. It's because it's so reliable.
It is. And flexible.
It
can really find whatever gauge that you want.
Yeah.
You can really extend it.
And I realized that it has become like, it's become a comfort zone thing, because when I see a gauge, I'm like, I know what combo I need in order to hit that. Then I don't need to swatch, even though I should, but I don't. I don't need to swatch. I just get to cast on, and then my cast on is my swatch, and then I adjust needle sizes halfway through the project if I need to. But the other thing that I realized is this process of being able to vend with Melissa.
It's so
like
fun.
It's so fun.
It's
just
fun.
like getting to hang out with you all and like amazing knitters all of the time. I feel like it gives us an opportunity to like meet you and have the interaction that we like love so much.
Yes.
On the regular, and talk about being inspired by other people. Let's not get it twisted. It's not like people come into the booth and we're like, here's what you should knit. No, people come into the booth, they have like amazing patterns. Some of them have plans, some of them don't have plans. And then they just start taking things off of the shelf and putting things together. And like, you should see my cell phone. My cell phone is just full of like combo. And then it ends up feeding all of my knitting because it's like, I mean, I'm very easily knitfluenced. I'm knitfluenced by like Instagram and Carmen and like our friends and podcasts. But like one of the things that I love the most actually about vending is completely selfish, which is that like I get to get knitfluenced by people like again and again and again and again.
Yeah, deluge of inspiration. And we've talked about this before, this feeling of vicarious knitting.
Yes.
Like with some of the projects, I mean, I wanted all the projects. If I had a zillion hands and could do it, I would make all these projects. But there was also a piece of me that felt like somebody would get a yarn combo and they'd buy it and I'd be like, can you tag me? Like, and then that is done. That project's done for me. Like, it's like, I've already felt the excitement of that happening. Oh. Yeah. And when you do like those of you who do send messages when you do them, please it's just honestly it brings so much
everything.
Joy. I love
it. See it all.
Love it.
But yeah, I feel ridiculously lucky that Melissa lets us bop around in her booth. Because basically, I feel like we get to have such a joyous experience of Knit City. I also feel like I do have some acquisitions from Knit City Montreal, but like barely because I'm so full on Yarn Joy. Yeah. Just in the booth, being inspired by you all. Yeah. And then, then stuff will help on my needles or the combinations of things that I wouldn't put together. Well, now like the next 12 months. Yep. I have so many things in my queue. So many
Not
things
even
I
the next
knit.
just 12 months because it looks like we're going to be down at Rhinebeck too.
We'll likely be at New York Sheep and Wool at the Woolen Affair. In not that many months.
That's right.
With more yarny fun.
Lucky.
Okay.
I might want to try your thing on.
Oh, yeah, let's roll swap.
I feel like I've done the wrong shirt because it's a very high neck, and so all of these V-necks are not the ideal.
It's rare actually. You know what? I don't knit a lot of V-necks. Mostly because I'm always concerned that the girls are gonna pop out.
Right.
But
oh,
you find the right designer.
So little. Always so short on me. See, yeah. Not the right shirt underneath, but so pretty. I need to knit a bigger size than that.
I did want to, so I'm thinking about knitting a second one, so maybe it's better for me to have this conversation when the second one's actually knit. But I have this thought around V-necks and tank tops that the sizing needs to exist. I don't know how to say this. It's like, I'm really happy with the way that fits. Mm-hmm. And when I've been looking at like summer tanks and I'm looking at like racerback silhouettes and stuff like that, I have this thought that I almost think that tank tops, like the measurement that I need to know for my body and that I wish existed in tank top sizes is the like distance between the edge of one strap and the edge of another strap. Do you know what I'm saying? Yep. Because
front and back.
Like to know, because when I look at this, it looks super good on you, but I am aware that it's kind of like, when I look at that, it's like I think for you it would be nicer wider?
Yeah, or...
Does that make sense?
I want to see, I just don't know if it's too short, but I'm going to take my tank top off and see if it looks any better.
But it's almost like there's a different sort of like dimension, and I don't know, sometimes I've been playing with, one of the things that I want to track at some point is to look at the distance, like the back of neck distance, and you can get that. That's offered in some schematics in sweater patterns, but in terms of like summer knits, I don't know, because the strap placement matters. Yeah. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, would you like yours like out a bit, or do you like the way that it
almost either out or
like in further more, in.
Yeah. I also think for me, I need it lower.
Yes. Yeah.
And this color does not work on me. It's okay.
I don't think it's terrible. I think it looks cute. But I also recognize that there are certain colors that you prefer.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that looked better on me than I think than this one, but that's okay.
Yes.
It's all right. We can wear things that
we can wear things that are not. But doesn't it make you feel happy though?
It does.
Like
it's
the color
the color makes me feel very happy, and also it's a very this is very summery to me.
Yeah.
This is really, really beautiful.
Yeah. But I don't know, like I don't know what that dimension is. I don't know how to like size for it, but I think that for me I would feel less worried about knitting summer tanks if I had that dimension. Right?
Because you would know that it was going to be covering.
That it's going to be fitting, that it's going to be like the line along my shoulder is going to be the right
I see what you're saying.
line.
Yeah,
because I think in a sweater you can get away with like, you know, whether the
it
shoulder line is here, like it's less of a concern. Whereas I feel like in terms of fit for summer tops, this is like super important.
Yeah. That
it sort of meets you.
Yeah.
So it's almost like and that's, I mean, we're very differently sized bodies. We have similar bust size. I think that's the thing that we have like in common. But when you look at like sort of like shoulders and arms and all that kind of stuff, that's where we differ.
Yeah.
And I just think that tank line would be like really lovely. So I don't know if it would be like, what do we think like that I should be knitting for my upper bust?
Yeah, I guess from here
my
it would be the upper bust.
Smaller than my bust. I don't know. This is like not a fully formed thought, but if anybody has thoughts around like tank fit and how to sort of figure that out, I don't know if it's like, I'd have to look at a schematic and sort of see like what the distance between here and here is.
Yes.
Which,
to make sure it's going
to make sure that it's not going to be like really close in, like that the line.
Yeah.
I mean, it either needs to be like in or out.
Yes.
Right? But there is like an awkward in between that I notice when I like go out into a shop and, you know, wear like a ready to wear like tank tops or getty straps. Like I find that that's often an awkward measurement for me.
Yeah.
Like I'm just not sample sized around that. So it would be really lovely.
It might be, it might be across the back, I guess.
Across the back.
But then,
Does anybody have any thoughts? Our designer friends or like construction friends have thoughts around like, is there different, do you look at different stuff for sizing when you're knitting something sleeveless or tank?
And I'm just thinking, could we put in our own, if needed, our own bust darts? You know?
Think it's a bust dart thing?
Well, I'm just wondering if you're taking, like, so let's say you're measuring the upper bust, right? And you're like, oh, but I gotta like change it.
Yeah.
Like, I guess
or do more increases or something like that.
Yeah.
But luckily sometimes you just land on a pattern and you pick the size that's perfect. So I knit the size 3.
Okay. That's good to know.
Again, this will be in the show notes. Size 3, bust size 40. Yeah.
Bust size 40.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But this is what I'm saying. Like with tanks, it's like, I don't know, there's like the V-neck depth, there's like the width of the strap, and all of that makes such a huge difference in terms of fit, where I feel like it's not where you can like fudge it in the sweater.
Yeah. Yes.
So
very nice.
Study session
well done,
times.
Samantha.
Okay, I have 2 more.
Go for it. Mine are like whips. I mean, not that we care.
Like, we can't. Oh, not that we care between like FOs and web. Was like, what?
We do care. I mean, not that we care about the order. Like, we don't go according to that.
According to that. Yeah. Okay. Do you want me to show one more?
Yeah. Okay. Go for it.
Test knit palooza.
I know we've been really on a test knit kind of kick.
I have been on a test knit kick again with the deadlines.
Oh yeah. Frig, I love this one.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Okay, this is a sweater in which I am gonna like heavily name my bias, which is that this is the Curator sweater by our dear friend Lily, Lily Pearsall from Curatorial Knits.
A triumph, another triumph.
And it is.
Look how gorgeous this is.
I was reflecting on like, what do I want to say about this sweater? How can I talk about the sweater? And, you know, like in terms of disclosures, it's like, you know, here's the thing. If it was absolutely terrible, I would tell Lily. And if it was absolutely terrible, I would tell you.
And we wouldn't probably talk about it on the podcast.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe?
I don't know. I think so. I don't feel like...
I don't know that I don't know that I would go, okay, I don't know. If I would go out of my way, it's never happened that I've ever had a pattern that I just hated.
Yes, you have.
Have I?
The sew sweater. That beautiful rose hip
I did
sweater.
hate that one. But I wasn't sure if
didn't
that
work
was
out.
me. I think that was me. It wasn't like the pattern. It was like because I had made it out of a wool that wasn't probably appropriate. I don't know. Would I like totally like if I hated a pattern? I don't know.
If you hated a pattern, you probably wouldn't
probably
finish
wouldn't
it, or
finish
you would
it.
have like ripped it out.
That's true.
This is the weirdest way to start this because I don't hate this pattern.
Just because Lily's our friend, we are not saying that this is amazing just because of that.
And I what I will say is that like one might think that I'm going to be more effusive about this pattern because it's Lily's pattern.
Okay.
Right? But I actually feel like how excited I am about it is like completely independent.
Because it's a gorgeous sweater.
So
like it doesn't
brilliant.
matter. You don't even need to.
So if you all, I mean, I feel like most of you who are here who watch us must also watch Lily because she's incredible and like
such a darling.
She's such a darling. We met her through the YouTube community, actually.
We did.
Like that's how we met.
We were watching each other.
We were watching each other. Yeah.
That's so cute.
And she joined one of our knit alongs, and that just and then we ended up being roomies at New York Sheep and Wool. It just sort of like snowballed.
Yeah.
But if you have if you don't watch her. She's like she's the opposite of us in a way. She's based in the Bay Area. She's so creative. She knits beautiful things. She's really articulate. Her episodes are like short and chock full of creative inspiration. But just like if you have watched Lily and you have had the gift and joy of knowing her as a human, this sweater is like everything about Lily in a sweater. It is. It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
The design, the tailoring is so perfect. It's so well thought through. It's so clear. It's just like a triumph. It is a triumph, and it will like this construction in the sweater, I believe, will become my default for all sweaters where I have precious yarn.
Whoa! Okay, Lily, that's a pretty big statement. Okay,
how do I... so Lily we'll link the episode below. This is her first garment release, and I just feel so lucky to have been able to test it and been able to sort of see all of the work behind the scenes that she has put into the sweater, and the way that she was like so responsive to the testers, the way that she celebrates, you know, everybody's like everybody's like creative freedom, like as each tester sort of did things a little bit different. She was so celebratory and so excited about it, like just as excited about it. Lovely. And the like little tweaks along the way that happened as a result of the testing process. Like it was a tech edited pattern by the time that we got it, but the way that she continued to adapt the pattern and add to it on the basis of what was happening inside of the testers was just like delightful. It was so fun to be in that test group as well, because people, I think, because of Lily and the way that she is, like people felt really comfortable sort of creating, giving feedback and also like creating their own inroads and like with the pattern, and people like inside of the testing period, some people knit too. But okay, so you start, this is a construction that I guess is called a European shoulder, I think is what Lily refers to it as, and I, of all of the like many sweaters I've knit, have not come across this construction before.
Yeah.
But you cast on at the back.
Yep.
And you sort of start to knit a segment of the back, kind of like a trapezoid-ish thing.
This part, yeah.
This part. The dark yarn, probably not the best for this. And then you pick up here, not dissimilar to what you would do with a drop shoulder design.
Yeah.
Except what you do is you pick up here and you knit these like little bands. And then there's some shaping. And then join it in the round, and then you start to knit down with what seems like a raglan, like increases. And the fit, the something, I know, it's wild, right? It's like, how does that happen? I don't know how it happens. But like the grading and the numbers, it just like works out.
And is the cable part of that, or is that later?
So you knit you knit these like shoulder bands, and I did a mod to Lily's pattern and did like a cable lace, because this pattern part, like the little bands, you're doing that during, and the shaping is like on the side of it. Like all of your increases and your shaping are happening outside of this band, which means that you can do whatever you want with this band.
Okay, gotcha.
Inside of it, because like as long as it's 10 stitches, you just end up
10 are always the same.
Yeah, you end up there.
It's so pretty. It's such a lovely boxy look.
The fit is
so
good.
It's so beautiful.
The fit is so good. I mean, one of the things that Lily talked about is that because she's a curator, she has to like put her arms above her head all the time. And so she wanted to design a sweater that looked good, that would let her do this and not move.
Like a basic drop shoulder would probably...
Yeah, because she has done round yokes, raglans, like drop shoulders,
yokes,
all of the things.
Right? Yes.
And this just, talking about like this made me very aware of like, where is the line of your shoulder on your garment, and the way that it sits to me, I just love. I did make a whole bunch of modifications to the pattern, which
is Jackie.
Because me.
Jackie almost never knits to pattern. I think when you said this one was pretty much to pattern, except you just shortened it.
No, that and also both the sweater and the study sessions I knit to pattern.
That's so weird. That's so
that is very bizarre for me. But I made a bunch of modifications, in part because there were a lot of folks who were knitting in Sonder with it as it was written, and I was like, I want to try something a little bit different. And when I looked at the original pattern, which she knit in Sonder Yarn in the Sport Luxe space, which is BFL, Massum Cashmere, held with Halo, I was like, it's so gorgeous. I already have in stash the yarn combination that I want, but there's another tester who was knitting it in literally what I would have done. Combo. And I was like, there's no reason why we need to test both of them
in the same.
So I wanted to do something a little bit different. And I talked to Lily about the yarn options, and I was like, what do you think, like what else would you like to see? Like in your dream knitting as the designer, of like what else you would like to see? She's like, I just want to see something that has a drape in it. She's like, I just want to make sure that it has a drape. And I was like, do I have the yarn for you? So I knit this in Fleece and Flax, and Sonder Yarn, Fleece and Flax, at 75% BFL, 25% linen, held with a strand of mohair, the Halo mohair, ritual on ritual. And when I looked at it together, I just like wanted to have something that I could throw on in the like spring, summer, like on top of a dress, like on top of, but like refined because of the like purple color, which is where I ended up with sort of the cable and lace, because I wanted to give a nod to just kind of like transitional season for whatever the case is. And then because I knew I wanted it with dresses and skirts, I cropped it. And then I also didn't do the folded over collar in the pattern. It's a folded over collar, and the nature I find with folded over collars is that it does bring the collar in. So I wanted it to be a little bit more open to reflect sort of like spring, summer. Those are the mods. Bound off. So I just bound off in pattern.
No root bind off or tubular.
No, I just did the regular old, really nice. It's dark yarn. It does not mean, I'm like, there's no functional reason for tubular. I'm pretty sure that it's tubular in the pattern, because Lily's refined like that, but I was just like, whatever. A little bit of twisted rib, which I think is just like super gorgeous. And
it's really, really beautiful.
Thank you.
I want to make it.
I think it moves really nicely.
I wish I'd done the test. I had so many things.
You had so many things going on. And what I want to say about this, like, this is the knit that when I knit this and this pretty much in the same sort of time span. The gauge on this is like 19 stitches, stitch gauge. And then row gauge, I ended up getting like 23.
Okay, right.
whereas that was like 22 by 36.
Wow.
And the difference was, it was just 2 needle sizes. Like that's on a US 4 and this was on a US 6. I mean, there's mohair here.
I know.
But I was like, I don't understand what's happening with my hands. Like, I don't understand how 1 yarn and 2 needle sizes can make such a huge difference. But I went back and I like sort of measured, looked at the other 2 things that I've knit in this space, Fleece and Flax. And there's a dark colored one and then a light colored one.
And same.
Wild. So in any case, I do think that this yarn, this Fleece and Flax yarn shines in a larger gauge.
Yeah.
Even though it's like technically, you know, it's how many? It's like 432 yards per 100 grams. So it's rated fingering. I'm like, I think
28 stitches.
Yeah, and in the ball band, it says that the gauge is 28 stitches. And I just want to, like, with tremendous respect to Melissa, I'm like, no. Like, knit it big.
Yeah, because
the
even
BFL non-superwash makes it, like, plump up. And, like, it will fill up.
Yes.
And it'll give you this, like, airy, drapey, like, garment that I love so much.
What was my salty? You would know. What was my Saltier T gauge?
I don't know what the gauge is, but you knit it on a US 7, like a 4.5 millimeter needle.
Okay.
So the ball band says 1 to 3, and Carmen's like, Sal, no, I'll do 7. This was on a 6.
And I'm even a loose knitter too.
Yeah. Like,
yeah, that's on a 6.
This is on a 6.
Yeah.
And it has a strand of mohair.
Yeah. But this is also what I mean by the flexibility of the Sonder yarn. Like you really can do
Sonder yarn, and I think like not like I think it also is like non-superwash. Like this is what I noticed between like knitting this beautiful top that I love so much. It was just like I was like, oh God, like the yarn is telling me what, like the yarn tells you what it wants to be.
Yes.
Whereas like here you tell the yarn what you want it to be.
You ask it and
you ask it kindly and
nicely,
it's like, okay,
and it says, all right,
and it'll be beautiful. I just
it says,
love.
All right, Carmen, I know you didn't swatch again. I'll make it work.
Yeah, we'll make it work. But I just.
Oh, so pretty.
I don't.
This is really pretty how like it comes down around the back.
It's the
here,
way
and
that
then
the shoulder line,
just,
it just is so good. And it's like, Lily.
I'm glad you got into designing. Like honestly, she's meant to be doing this.
Lily is you know, there are obviously a gajillion designers, and each designer sort of brings their like, you know, special like thing. The thing that I was so struck by in terms of Lily stepping into the design thing, which she's articulated was never a plan, but just sort of like it literally, the idea started like exploding out in her head as she had knit things and wanted certain things in her wardrobe, is that she is the eye that she has for details and lines and proportion and art. Like she's an art curator. She has like
she has a
education and the experience. Like this is how she sees the world.
Yeah.
Plus, she's a knitter.
Yeah.
And she was like sort of like, I don't know, I feel like a knitter before she was a designer.
Yeah.
And she also doesn't, I don't think, have like the training, like fashion garment design textile training, which I think sometimes it
potentially keep you in a space,
give you a sense of like how things work. She kind of like did it in a grassroots way,
right?
That I think is just
like, I want this to be like this.
amazing.
How do I make that happen? As opposed to these are the ways you can make this thing.
And thinking about like the knitter and thinking about you know, even the order of how you knit the different parts so that you can be figuring out your fit as you go. Like they're just the pattern.
She is so mindful.
Gives you long sleeves, short sleeves. There's a whole page which I witnessed her sort of cobble together in terms of like modifications and how to get your right fit on the basis of like what her testers were telling her. Like it's chock full.
Oh my!
And if you haven't tried this construction, I just, you know, like maybe I've been like living under a rock or something, but like
I've
this
never come across
construction,
that, I don't think.
It's made to fit your body. It just makes complete sense. I'm gonna take it off for a second. to show you, one of the things that I think is phenomenal that doesn't exist in a lot of my sweaters is like, do you see how, like, of course there are short rows, but do you see the difference between the back panel and the front panel, like this distance?
Yes.
It's because of the construction.
Right.
And you can figure out what's your correct, how much does the back for your body?
Yes.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes,
like
the length that would be the best.
That would be the
your
best for it to
situation.
sit on you. Then you're also, it's literally coming around the shoulder.
Yeah.
To fit your shoulder. It's just so brilliant. And that's why I sort of said this, like, to me, this is the shoulder fit pattern that works the best for me, and I believe is constructed in such a way that it will work the best for everybody once you figure out what your distances are.
Right. Okay.
Whereas like it even, and I think for me also, somebody who can never hit row gauge, like this is gonna make my row gauge problems disappear, because you basically start shaping when you're ready to start shaping, when it sort of is like at the right length of your shoulder. It's so brilliant. Lily's so brilliant. I cannot even
add it to the list.
Talk about how much I love this pattern, how much I love this yarn combination, which I just know is going to get better because the linen is just going to get softer.
Yes.
I do think that this is a good color to sort of show the tweedy bits.
Ugh.
Because the linen doesn't pick up in the same way that the BFL does, so you get this like lovely.
They're long pieces of linen.
Yes, you can see.
I think that's the difference. That's also different. Like some linens are not going to have long. Like I'm thinking of that. I did my ranunculus in a pure linen.
Oh yeah.
What's it called? One of those. What's the?
That one I don't know.
What? The one with all the birds. They name all their things after birds. The yarn company. You know, it's like, okay, anyway, it doesn't matter. But that one, there's no like, I don't see any linen pieces.
Yeah, it is kind of, when you look at it, I'm like, can I find a piece? Yeah.
Useless thing that I just
There's like, you can see that there are little, like the linen strands kind of like poke out.
Yeah.
And I just leave them there because I feel like they'll just like find their way. But
they do.
Oh my God. Do you want to try this one?
Yes, of course.
So next on my list is to knit another version of it. I can't decide if I want to knit a t-shirt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was thinking a t-shirt because I need a t-shirt.
I can't decide if I want to knit a t-shirt or if I want to knit one that doesn't have the lace cable detail, because I do happen to have, I don't know if anybody does this.
That's a nice
isn't it a nice fit?
I
also put in bust darts, which is the first
you
one
did?
that I ever did.
Did she put that in the pattern,
yeah,
or you just
pattern.
did it? Really?
Yeah, it's in the pattern. I think I probably next time would do more than I did, but like, look at the fit.
It's great. It's great.
Isn't the fabric also
feels
like
also? I was
delightful?
gonna say it is absolutely
like in a very strange way that fleece and flax feels softer to me than the merino.
Interesting. It is
And
actually, you know what?
merino-
It is very soft, and I'm wearing like just a broad.
Yeah.
Like so there's no. I don't have my tank top on. It feels just delightful.
Delightful.
How come I haven't knit in ritual yet? How come
I don't know.
Shit.
It's because you get you're like, oh, but look at these colors.
Yeah,
That's why.
I do. Maybe I also get it like my fix through you.
Yeah, it's true. I do think that happens.
Yeah.
It's like I want this, but I feel like I can let it go because you have it.
So I'm obviously different up here, and so it has not been tailored to me, but it still feels like it fits me perfectly.
It feels like it could be tailored to you.
Yeah.
This line, again, the dark yarn, not the greatest for this, so like go and look at the pattern, look at other testers who didn't test it in like super dark yarn, but it's just so good.
Jackie, I just want to keep this on.
You can.
Thank you. I think I want to. It feels
I'm gonna walk
airy.
out. Right?
How is that?
I don't know.
Is it because I'm not wearing anything? I don't know, because I usually would put a little tank under sweaters generally, but this feels like it's actually like airy cool.
It's incredibly cool.
It's got mohair in it.
Yeah.
I think.
I don't know, like, you know, linen mohair BFL on a big needle.
I love it.
You know? So, thank you, Lily, for letting me test. Thank you for putting yourself out in the world and creating these things.
Exactly. That cannot be easy to put that stuff out, you know? Like creativity is so beautiful and also can be so scary, right? Because it can be very personal and you don't know. And I mean, the internet, it can be really mean.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we know that, right? So I just think it's like very courageous to do that. And thank you for doing it, because now look at what you've done. You've given me a sweater that I'm stealing. She won't let me.
I won't let you walk.
There's no way this one I'm not even gonna try, because I just know. No.
But yeah. Highly recommend. Highly recommend. You know, it was interesting being at Knit City Montreal. I mean, there are many things we love about it, which we've talked about, but I do think that one of the things that I love the most and makes it the most exhilarating and exhausting weekend of our lives is, you know, that there's like a way that I think the heart lights up and the eyes light up when you sort of like find something that speaks to you. Yeah. And one of the things that I was really aware of in the test knitting process, in being in like testers chat and seeing the photos that people were taking that were not like, you know, the finished object photos, but like, you know, with like partway through, and like it is like every single photo that came through, people's eyes were lighting up. Oh. And I really think that was about related to like the fit, and there were a lot of conversations from people. And I don't know how this happened. I don't believe it was intentional on like Lily's part, but like the number of people who were having their eyes light up, not only because the pattern is beautiful, not only because they like love the yarn, but because of the fit. Because of like the fit, people, the way that they fit, the way that they fit in it, the way that it fit them was just like so moving. Yes. Did she call it the Curator because of that? Like that it's being curated? I don't know. I guess it's not really being curated. I guess like collected. Like no, but I do describe it as, to me, the sweater of like, you know, it meets your body where you are. Yeah. And in having that kind of fit, it allows you to celebrate the body that you are. It was really something to sort of witness that in the tester and through the testing process. Yeah. That everyone sort of had that like glint in their eye, where I think many of us were like, how the F is this gonna work? Like, I don't understand this construction. Like, is it gonna come together? And then it comes together and it's just like so thrilling. In the same way that being in the booth at Sonder Yarn, you're getting to see people's hearts light up and their eyes light up as they sort of like find their combo, their match, or they put on a sample or something. It just is like, or hold up a thing, hold something up, and they're like, this is it. Or when they come with a friend and you just like see their friend, like their eyes light up when they see. I just love that moment so very much. This is just a quick aside, I also just adore the number of times somebody picks up a color that is the color that they're wearing. Yeah. Like how we like what we like. You just know, you know, like they're like, oh, and they never know that they have, you know, it's like, oh geez, I guess I do like this color. I just love that. Yeah. But yeah. But I think, you know, what I think that this pattern does and what knitting does for us sort of collectively is that I think it is an opportunity for us to like find little parts of ourselves. Yeah. You know, and to come into like greater self-recognition in a way that's like, you know, I think happens in our lives often, and this is definitely like a therapist like moment, but you know, that we have the opportunity to have self-recognition through a process that is like kind of light and fun, or can be light and fun, and then also gives us something tangible at the end. You know, sometimes when you like have those like moments of like insight or self-recognition, it comes and it goes, right? And it doesn't really go because it always like lives with you once you sort of like, you know, figure something out about yourself or something about like what you love and what you value. But there is something to me about knitting that allows us to then like, it gets like captured in a garment or something like that. That's interesting.
So it's, and I like it because you're saying it's like, well, so there's more of a permanence to it, not just physically the fact that the garment exists, but also that idea that came along with the garment sticks in your head as opposed to some other epiphanies we have that we then forget about. And
it's just like it's like alive, and I think that there's something like it's in your stitches and then you put it on and therefore it's like gonna be like more alive for you like on that day. And as you're talking about running away with the sweater, I was like, the reason I can't, like, there are some sweaters that I've given you and I'm like very happy to give you, but
I've been very lucky.
Right? But that one, I'm like, it was the whole spirit of the test, right? And like watching that happen and also getting to be a part of like Lily's process. Just.
All right, you can knit me one.
I can knit you one.
You can keep this one and just knit me one.
I would probably do it because it was so fun to knit.
Also, you're so fast. You are
I am very fast on my stockinette. I was on I don't know, on Instagram, and someone and like a reel came up in which somebody had like timed themselves in terms of like stitches per minute. And there was a part of me that was like,
have you done that yet?
No, I haven't, because I kind of like don't want to know.
All right, this is getting back to how, because you don't want to know data on how long it takes you to knit something, right? So you don't want to know that rate, because that's another piece of the equation.
Yeah.
I remember at some like shows, there would be like smaller shows, like knitting yarn, whatever places. They would usually have like competitions for how fast.
Really?
Yeah, like you would sit down and you would like knit a thing and they would record it and there would be a winner. Oh. I could not tell you what the winning rate. I don't know what a fast knitting rate is.
I don't know what it is.
It'll obviously depend on a lot of things, right? Like you gauge the needles, like the yarn and all of that stuff.
Yeah. But I think it's like, I betcha if you were to time me 5 years ago and now, I'm pretty sure I'm faster. Yeah. Like just, I think that happens to like all of us. Fast. And I also feel like the, sometimes it's like the, like when I find a fabric that I really love and it feels really good, I just don't want to stop feeling it. And it's funny because I was wondering whether like when I find a yarn combo that like feels really good, do I slow down or do I speed up? And I was like noticing that I think I speed up because I just like want more of it. Which is in a way like very unmindful. Or
you're allowed to be unmindful every once in a while, Jackie.
But I think what it reflects is my like I want more mentality. I want more stitches. Like I want more sensation.
That will be the more, and there will be more of it on my lap.
And just like more.
Yeah,
it's very maximalist.
I love it.
I don't even know what we were talking about, but random chatter.
Just you were just talking about the test and how feeling good. Right?
Yeah.
Yes. From after that,
I think it was like generally in the theme of like how knitting makes us feel good, how vicarious, like the vicarious joy of knitting, I also think is like super special. And that I think that it, I think it carries more meaning than we think. Yeah. I think it can.
I think it does.
I think it does. Like, I think it does and can in the sense that like, I think it does carry the meaning whether you're recognizing it or not.
I think so.
And it gives us the opportunity like that we can connect to that meaning more, even like the meaning of like this beautiful sweater and what it captured from our experience at New York Sheep and Wool and Susie and Fiber Macgyver, and how like every time you put it on there's like a moment, right?
There really is, on multiple levels,
on multiple levels. And like being at Knit City Montreal made me reflect on like, okay, when you go to something and you want like a souvenir thing, like do you get something that is like really like, I don't know, like special and delightful and memorable, or do you get something that's like really classic because then it becomes like your classic sweater?
I think we do both.
I think you do both.
We have and something sheepy.
Something sheepy. But it was sort of fun to be in the booth and like witness how some people come in and they're like, because I'm at like a yarn festival with my friends, we have to do like a twin knit, or we have to do, or it's like people really wanted to go outside of their comfort zone. And then there were some
Yes.
people who came in and they were like, you know, wearing green, their bag is green, and what's
green.
in their bag is already green, and
Yeah.
they're like, let me find the green. And I'm like, I love that.
Oh my
for
God.
you know?
And then the combo, like the hybrid of that, where they come in saying, I'm not getting green, I'm not getting green. And then they go with something else and they've got it in their hands and they may even buy it. And then later that day, they come back to the booth and they're like, can I exchange it? We're like, of course. And it's like back to the green, because it's just happiness, right? And I think that ownership, that like that, it's all good. It's good to try something new. It's good to not. It's, you know, I said this to Jackie, I don't think I've said it on the podcast, but I love Vietnamese food. The first time I ever had it, I was 18 when I moved to Toronto. I'm 46. And I've had Vietnamese food a lot. I have only had one dish. I've had bites of other people's, but the bun, I guess I'm pronouncing it, the vermicelli with the spring roll is so good to me that I'm like, that's what I want. Like, that's all I want. I don't want something else, even though I know it's gonna be delicious. I even know it is because I've had a little bite, but I'm like, no. So for whatever that math is, 20, did I say that? 28 years? 28 years? 28 years. I have been like, no, that's what I'm gonna get every single time, and I'm totally fine with it.
Yeah. So all of you gray, green, whatever your color is, like connoisseurs.
No, but it could be this.
Or this, like
this is the color I get all the time.
It is true. I was gonna say like that's your neutral.
Yeah. It's much more unusual. I'm knitting with this mushroom color, and I'm like, that's not my normal.
We should show your mushroom knits. But I get really, really happy about the self-honoring that happens in the booths. You know, that people like come in, and at the end, like by the time they like shopped and felt the samples, and like, you know, they've like made their decision, they come to the till, like there's just this sense that like I feel like everybody has claimed who they are in like a really meaningful way. And like, you know, like moment, maybe it's just yarn, like we could say it's just yarn, or it's just garment, or it's just, but I'm like, it's so much more than that.
It is so much more.
It's so
like,
much more.
And it's hours of entertainment, and it's like afterwards you've got stuff. I don't know, it's just such a great. And I was just gonna say what you were talking about in terms of and I don't really have my thoughts formed well with this, but about like the Lily's test and people like feeling so good in a garment that fits their bodies really well. And I feel like that is a place.
Ooh.
What?
That's a very, very, very big bumblebee.
Hi. I'll let him. He doesn't
Just
get out.
let him wander out.
Yeah, maybe I'll just shut the door so he
doesn't come in.
This way. Well, I love a bumblebee.
I know, but I don't think he'll be very happy in our house.
Exactly.
Our house. Like I live here.
Anyway, I was just going to say that it is a space that is very difficult. It's not because of, I think, social reasons and like body and how we look and inner critic and, you know, like messaging. There's just so much there where it can be very easy to feel crappy about yourself.
Yeah.
I think we are bombarded with that like continuously. So a situation where it's the opposite, where people are feeling really good, I feel like is extra impressive, because that's a very, very difficult place to feel good, I think, in general. If you don't go out of your way to really try to change your mindset, because the messages we receive are
you have to
not
work
good.
extra hard, really.
Yeah,
I think,
because
like,
it goes against what we're all, you know, told.
Yeah.
Nothing's ever good.
Yeah, I didn't really, I love that, because I didn't really like put that together in terms of, again, like one of the like heart light up, eyes light up moment often would happen when somebody put on a sample.
Yes.
And they would like see themselves differently.
Yes. Yes.
And yeah.
We're not used to doing that. I mean, a lot of humans look in the mirror, unfortunately, and we don't see, like, the outsiders don't see this. The outsiders might be like, you look beautiful, right? But there's so many people in this world. Everybody, I think, at least once has done this, and, you know, it comes and goes, depends. But yeah, like, there's this feeling of just criticism when you look in the mirror. And that wasn't this. Yeah. You know, it was like people putting it on and being like, this looks great. Yeah. Like, I'm gonna make this. I wanna look, I look good in this. Yeah. And then of course the friends at that moment being able to also say,
oh my gosh, when the friends' eyes light up.
That's it.
That's also another moment of like,
and what happens when your friend, her eyes don't light up? I'm gonna
I think that does happen also. That
is yes, because she's honest. We're honest with each other. So I put on a sample, and we have had to have this discussion many, many times because I'm gonna knit the sweater, and Jackie's like, it's the color. But I put on the sample, and I was so excited about the sample. I'm like, this is the most beautiful thing ever. And I put it on, and Jackie's face, like the opposite of light up. I don't know what the opposite of light up is, but it was like,
okay, it's not like I
that
vomited in my mouth.
But it was kind of like
at you, like
like you were taken aback. Like it was like,
Yeah, I had a very strong reaction.
Yeah, you did. And then I was like, and I'm like, should I get this off? What do I look like? Because I couldn't see it, right? I could only see through Jackie's eyes, and I was like, this thing needs to go. This looks so bad. She hates it. But don't we need people like that in our lives? You need a person that
really
you can really feel. No, it's great.
I also like to think that I actually like this is one of those moments because it just came back like again and again. Like there were over the weekend, like there were so many moments. Like I actually feel like I like created some significant psychological damage in that moment, and like
it was like a like but not because you're like, it wasn't against me, but it was like I look
one look
hideous. That was the feel. It was like I look hideous. I'm sure that's not how you felt, but it was like it was such a like you turned and you looked at me and you're like there was like a
I wish that I could I wish that there was candid camera so that I could see like how
significant
my responses. Like I feel like it was like burned in your memory, but in my mind, okay, these were the things that were going on in my head. I was like, number one, this is like this here moment is an advertisement for why color theory is real. And two, I also was like, I was shook. I was shook because, okay, so the sample, the sweater is the Flores by Eri Shimizu,
which I'm going to knit,
which is ridiculously gorgeous. I would say that it was one of the like most popular sort of like sample / patterns like in the booth.
So many people tried it on.
So many people tried it on.
Good in it.
Because if you look at, Melissa's made kits for it on the website. You can see it on her, on the website. You can see like the finished object photos. But this, I should probably just show it. Yeah. It is like, I don't know, it's simple. It was knit in this beautiful neutral color with a texture. Again,
and it's the Haven plus Halo, so it was so soft.
Stunning. Just stunning, like deep raglan, neutral color. It was just like elegance on a hanger.
It was. I wanted so much
and
for that to look beautiful.
And you all know how beautiful this human being is. She puts things on, and you're just like, okay, well, I need 3. And so this beautiful thing came off the hanger and it went on her body, and I was like, what's happening? What's happening? In the sense that I looked at it and I just expected like, oh shit, like supermodel moment about to happen. Like if we just walk Carmen down the hallway, like we're gonna run out of this yarn. And she put it on. and get it off. And your face like fell. Like remember how we had conversations about looking sick? You know, you were like, oh, this color doesn't work for me. Oh my god.
That one was the worst.
It was, and I just didn't. It was so unexpected because it was a neutral. It was just a cream. Why was it so bad? And I was just like it's like you went pale in action, and I was like, like the expectations. Like I think the
opposite.
The like magnitude of whatever. Like I don't know if I like threw up in my mouth or something, but like it was like the expectations versus reality moment.
It's horrendous.
And I was like, man. Like I felt very lucky. Like I feel incredibly lucky that there have been very few knits that I've actually knit where that has been the result, because I had a moment where I was like, it's like literally the most beautiful thing I've ever seen on the hanger on this like beautiful human, and you put the two together and it should work, but it like really didn't work. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is why you must bring your friend. And be like, is this okay on me?
Open that! Oh my god!
Because I was going to. I literally was like ready to buy that yarn combination.
I thought it looked okay
I know.
on you though. Like I did not throw up in my mouth.
But expectations versus reality. Well, maybe it's that you're used to when you look at me with things. I'd get like really excited, and it was maybe the first time.
I think
it was literally the first time in our entire relationship in which I've gone,
yuck. Maybe that was the look. It was something along those lines. It was like really, yes, you have had things you're like, or something like this, but this was an actual, like, there was a physical reaction to it. Like, it was a bodily reaction. Like it was a taken aback.
I was taken aback.
Threat.
I was like, the math is not working. Beautiful sweater. My beautiful friend.
It's bad.
In the right size. What just happened?
Well, so I'm still making
that
sweater.
Oh,
wait, am I doing this? Yes,
yes.
But now I'm gonna do it in.
Oh my god, it's gonna be so good. Look how good that looks on your face. Oh my gosh.
I hope, because if I put this on and Jackie makes that face, you're gonna see it live. That's what we'll do. We'll put it on and on. I won't wear it when she first comes in. I'll put it on and then we'll be like, "What do you think?"
Yeah. That sweater is next on the noodles for sure.
Oh, I know. Oops. Sorry. Like I just swore.
I think I also swore earlier.
Oh, sorry.
Oops.
Well, yes. A lot is going on in life. That's why I said
feel like actually now that I'm like looking at all of my finished objects, like I feel like this is the most color I've ever done in my life.
You have a lot of
what
color.
is going on?
Like, this is a lot. This is not the Jackie of the beginning of knitting a good yarn. This is, yeah.
I mean,
beautiful.
Yeah.
Like even the purple, I think. Like that, you would have done a purple, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was a lot of light gray, light blue, whites, creams.
I was also knitting pretty much exclusively with Newton.
True, but
they have some bolds, but I never buy them.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know.
Like, it's my sweater. I see where you're going with
No,
this.
I'm like it. I was just saying this is another one that is a growth moment, I think. Oh my god, that's funny.
It is funny though. The difference between falling in love with something as a garment and falling in love with a skein of something.
Yes. True.
And I think that over the years of doing this podcast and trying on your clothes and also like getting to go to various yarn festivals that have samples, is that I came to realize that in the skein, I always love a neutral. Like if you laid out a whole bunch of skeins, I love the neutral skeins.
Yes.
But getting to try on a garment and see myself in a color, I'm like, oh,
that actually looks better.
That actually looks better. And sometimes I look at the skein and I go, I don't know that I can do this. I just want to reach for my gray. But then I'm like really happy with the garment. Like really, in truth, the whole time that I was knitting this, I was like, is this gonna be okay? Like, is this gonna be okay? I have the same yarn in like gray and grayish, and I remember being like, do I abort? I want to go to that, but
I'm glad you did.
No, because it's beautiful. Thank you. Except neon highlighter yellow is a neutral to me.
It's a neutral. A lot of people say it's a neutral.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I love the colors that you have on your needles right now.
I do.
Like, I was so delighted when you showed it. You were like, I'm not sure. And I'm like, I love it.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'll put this on in a second. But this is, what did I say? Sweater. I had to look it up. Oh, here we go.
It's not your fault. They're all just numbers.
I know. Sweater number 8 by My Favorite Things. This is, again, going along my Scandinavian, my Scandi outfit. Make 9.
Yeah.
Although there are certain garments, I'm pretty sure I've already got a sweater for the Make 9. Can't remember. Oh, I do. Actually, I already do. But whatever. I'm just gonna keep doing it. I guess I'll put it on. Or yeah, sorry. I probably should have. I'm gonna take a moment because I gotta put my tank top back on. Because this is a whip. Anyway, if you haven't been, if those of you who have been here know that I'm just in this like love affair with My Favorite Things.
Yeah.
Like, what's your Louise Rasmussen?
Yes, I'm glad that you know, because
I don't know if that's true. That just popped into my head. Yeah, I feel like her silhouettes just are exactly what I'm looking for, and I really like I don't know, just her vibe. Okay. Sorry, it's on a thing, so now we have to, because it's ribs, we have to like get it. I haven't done the sleeves yet because once you do the sleeves, then
it'll change the way that it
bit.
sits. Does that have short rows or no?
No.
No.
So it's supposed to have this, like you can see, that part that we always try to get rid of.
Yeah.
Is kind of the design.
There we are.
Yeah. So part of the reason I don't have a lot, duck down, of things to show is because this is like taking a long time.
It is full. Like when you whip this out of your bag, I was like, Carmen, I could not think of a sweater pattern that is kind of like, not like less Carmen-y, but like it's like a lot of things that you don't like.
Yeah.
It's like ribbing, which we know you don't like.
I don't.
And it's
I still have this. Do I have it? Yes, I do. What's going on here? Sorry, keep going.
It's ribbing. It's in a neutral color.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's like in my mind
kind of a warm neutral.
There's nothing like exciting about it.
Yeah.
And I feel like you love simple knits, big gauge, like exciting bright colors. And you whip this out and I was like,
who are you?
Like, is that my sweater? Like, I'm so confused. Like,
this one I'm not giving you either because this one is it's taking forever.
Because what's the gauge on this thing, Carmen?
I can tell you. 22 stitches by 28
22
rows.
stitches by 28 rows, ribbed. Ribbed. I mean, it's stunningly gorgeous.
It is really. I think it's really beautiful. It's gonna be beautiful,
really
right?
Beautiful, and the color is beautiful.
I think so.
It's so beautiful. Classic sweater for the years.
That's it. So my sweater. I've talked about it many times. My sweater 28. Very similar.
Same construction.
Yeah.
Less ribbing.
Less ribbing, exactly. Yeah, yeah. Which makes a difference. And of course, I also did that in a non-superwash. This is a superwash wool.
Oh.
Yeah. So we were talking about, I will pretty much knit everything in Sonder. When like left to my own devices kind of thing, like if I'm knitting a pattern, I'm making the decision on the yarn. But sometimes recently, I've been really liking what the designers have already made. I'm just like, you know what? I'm just gonna knit exactly. So this is literally, if you looked it on, that's in black and white, but if you look on Ravelry, this is what she knitted in the same colorway. So this is Filcolana Arwetta, 80% superwash merino wool and 20% nylon.
You're holding double, right?
Holding double.
Okay.
Yeah, which is like, has been annoying.
As I watch you untangle your balls, you do this thing where
yes.
you like,
because it twists.
It twists.
I don't know why it twists, but it does. And then I was using 2 balls, which I also felt I had to wind. So you look at this and you're like, oh good, at least I don't have to wind it. I feel like I did have to wind it because it just started falling apart. What?
That's so weird that it's a wound sausage. Like it's
right,
so
okay,
weird.
right? This is what I'm saying. Like because of how it's wound, it doesn't really stay like that.
Yeah. I didn't realize that. I thought it was a skein.
Yeah, no.
Like, no, you can just like, yeah,
I'm
okay.
just thinking though, if I were to center pull and leave this on.
Oh, you probably could.
Until
a point.
Well, in this case though, I didn't. I actually, this next time around, I pulled the center and the outside.
Oh, that's clever.
Thinking that was going to actually
that's not going to help.
Well, you know what? No, it still twists. Now why, okay, somebody please, why does it twist? Because I have done, what's happening, Jackie?
I don't know.
Oh God. Okay, see, there's the end of it. So I'm just gonna knit until the end and then I'll snip it, I guess, or leave it. I guess I could leave it attached and then make the next one.
Yeah.
How does it twist? Maybe because as you're pulling it, the thing twists. I don't know. I'm always having to like hold it up and have it like,
it's
it
very
hangs.
mesmerizing to watch. You did it a lot over the course of the weekend. You did it, I saw it on the train.
On the train, and people
you
were
had
probably
your
like, what's
sweater out
happening
in
over there?
the like aisle, and it was like the like 2 things were untwisting.
Yes. I was at a friend's house over the weekend and who has a cat. And as I was doing that, the cat was like, like
is
right
my
on, like,
dream.
yes! Let me get on, like, oh God. Yes. Anyway, so what do I think of the yarn? I have knit with superwash more than you have. I would say this doesn't feel like typical superwash.
No, it's
right?
quite surprised.
It's a lot. Superwash is silky too, but it's got a different kind of feel to it. It doesn't feel as plasticky as some superwash can feel.
It's like fuzzier than I expected.
Yes.
It's got a fuzz.
And it has a squishiness that's more than most of the time I find superwash drapes a lot more. It's more of a like hua, whereas this one, I mean, it's ribbing too, so maybe that's part of it, but it just feels like a squishy yarn.
It is squishy.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was superwash. I was surprised because I touched it.
And I don't know
get
why.
it. Yeah, I don't know.
Because it's not like it's added, like that 20%, it's 20% nylon. Like that's not going to help anything.
Yeah. Maybe it's holding it double and ribbing. I think I would feel, I wonder if I would feel differently about it if it was like a stockinette swatch.
Yeah.
2x2. What I will say is that your ribbing is incredible. I mean, I've been saying this ever since I saw it. I was like, how is it so even?
Is it?
So even.
I don't know.
Like, the
One
stitch
thing,
definition is phenomenal.
it is very nice
so
in this.
Nice.
Yeah. I think it really is. I will say there's many things where I keep catching my rings. They keep catching it. And because it's a loose, oh, what do we call that?
Plied.
Twist. Loose, kind of a loosely plied. Yeah. It's not very
Low twist.
Low twist. That's what I'm trying to say. And you have two of them. It's very easy to grab, like a little piece.
That gets a,
like here,
snag.
right? So you get just like a tiny snag. And there we go. And I'm having to try to pull it back through, like go around the stitches around it and like trying to pull it back in.
Yeah.
That's been really annoying.
So
say that.
though.
Thank you. I think this is actually like, it's gonna be good. I'm getting there.
Like,
I'm almost
elegant.
there.
It's so done.
I think so. I like it. Now that I've got it on here and I'm looking at it in the camera, I'm like, this is really pretty. And it feels very nice. Like very soft and
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the colorway is the same as she did it, so 354. I always wonder about the numbers. Well, it's funny actually because it's also numbered sweater like pattern.
Yeah.
And numbers
are
like that's a lot. Doesn't have meaning to it.
I thought it was called mushroomy because you've been calling it mushroom.
I think it's a mushroom
color. It's a
color.
very good mushroom color.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I love it.
Thank you. It feels really nice actually having it on. Like I like this it'll obviously change when I have arms, but I really like I hope that it stays
up
there. Like I like the place where that's sitting.
Where it sits.
In my neck. On my neck.
Yeah.
In my neck. Yeah.
It looks so good.
Thank you.
It looks so good. I'm so excited for it to be done.
Yeah.
It will be in a while.
And this one, construction-wise, as I said, similar to the past, you start in the round, which is nice because actually this was what I was using I would go for walks and like knit because you're just doing the top, right? So you do that, but then it started good. Then you start increasing.
Yeah.
And it's just, you just keep where am I seeing it? Yeah, right here, you keep increasing.
It's like a continuous
2x2 rib, yeah, with the thing that goes down the middle.
I do love that line, that shoulder line.
Yeah, it's
One
pretty.
of my favorite constructions.
Yes. And then we go, yeah, because I was going to say we're here and then split. Did I split? I must have split.
Yeah, you split.
Just knit this.
I don't know. I feel like you've been on the ring for a while.
I did. Yes. So, right. I did all the way down here, all the way in the back. That's right. And then you join it and then you're just still going forever. Forever. I think it's supposed to be another here, I think.
Yeah.
And then it'll
fly.
The sleeve, I hope so. The sleeves will hopefully fly and then it'll probably relax down. I have to say,
I kind of like how structured it is.
I do too. And like having a sleeveless version of this, I don't know if you could because I don't think it would stay, but it is kind of staying there. Once you get it on,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I don't know if it would pull it up, but
yeah, it's pretty like that.
Yeah.
I would probably quit at this point.
I've been very focused on it. I don't
know.
know why.
Well, I feel like things have been really busy in your life.
I've got a lot going on.
And so I feel like having something that's kind of like steady.
Agreed.
Like just simple
and
and
just
steady.
Don't have to think about it.
Yeah.
I know where especially now that I'm here, but even there, you knew exactly in increases. You just know because you're doing it like, like as you.
And I guess like Is it 2x2 rib? It is 2x2 rib, right? Like 2x2 rib is like, it's more engaging than stockinette. Because I feel like you really don't love just a straight stockinette unless it's like big needles, right? Like,
this was really fun
to do like a 22 stitch gauge on just like simple.
Yes, because that's my other one, and this one I'm
also mushroom.
Also mushroom. Like, what is happening?
Who are we?
Yes,
What is happening?
What is happening? This is not
like
normal.
Mushroom and sunshine. I don't know.
Well, I haven't even gone back to it. So this one's just stockinette. That's all I have to do. I just have to knit it.
In the round too.
In the round. I've gotten it joined. I just need to do that. But you're right. This one's feeling more like what I want to do.
Like more engaging?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Well, I mean, this is also cotton merino, right?
I think it's just merino.
Oh, is it just merino?
Yes. This is knitting for Olive.
Just merino.
Yes, merino.
Oh, I don't know why it felt cottony to me.
I don't know. Maybe because it's oh yeah, kind of.
Doesn't it feel like, you know, like cotton has sort of like, I don't know, it's not velvety. I don't think of cotton as being velvety, but it's almost like, I don't know,
satiny or
like
something.
Satiny or like
cool.
Less fuzzy than a pussy willow. Like, okay. So
I mean, we all use pussy willow as the reference for fuzz. Of course, that makes a lot of sense.
It's gardening season. It reminds me specifically for gardeners. It feels like lady's mantle. Those of you who know, or lamb's ear. That's what it feels like. It's like fuzzy, but like a short fuzz.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I do.
Because satin to me is like slippery. Yes. That's why I was like, oh, I don't know. That
right. So you're more satin. Right, because you said velvety, but not as fuzzy as velvet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there another suede?
Oh, it is kind of suede-y. For those of you who don't specifically know what a lady's mantle feels like. I
don't know. I just feel like a lot of what we're saying feels like we're talking in innuendo. I've been trying not to bring that up, but I can't. Now you said it again. I'm like,
oh God.
It won't be a podcast if we don't have a laughing fit over something spicy. Sweetie, yes. Yeah. So that's it. Should I try? Yeah. We're doing
plum clay. It's
plum
such
clay.
a nice mushroom. I'm like, wait. We need to take a moment and talk about the beautiful color that this is. I just thought it's so much.
You love these.
Perfect taupe. So gorgeous. Can we appreciate the taupe?
It is beautiful.
It's really nice.
It's a beautiful color.
It's a beautiful color.
I have a few. So I'm knitting for Olive is just one of those companies, right? It's like it's different, obviously, but like Petite Knit, where so many people knit these things, right? And I just hadn't done it. Like I hadn't experienced it, and so this is
They do know how to do a neutral.
Oh, yeah.
I think like knitting for Olive, one of the things that I adore about them, which I haven't worked with their yarn very much. But I think the only knitting for Olive, oh my gosh, the only knitting for Olive thing that I ever knit with is like their hot pink flamingo, which I then gave away.
Do they have a hot pink? Wow.
Well, it's not like hot pink, but it was like very bright pink hat. But like it gives me so much joy to see how many grays they have and how many creams they have and how many taupes they have.
What you need to do is go to Copenhagen and the Knitting for Olive store there, and everything. I've said this when we came back, but it's these shelves, and they just stack 3 of these at a time. So they're just on their own, and then there's about a foot of space in between. Then there's the next color. That's like the slate shade different. So it's just like minimalist, gorgeous as you want, all of it.
This is like when we were at Knit City Montreal. I'm gonna like randomly switch to an acquisition for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Again, so we're very different shoppers. We had the opportunity, I mean, we didn't do very much shopping. Like, you know, we had the opportunity to wander around every day if we wanted to. But like I said, I was just like so full on yarn, like a full on yarn joy that I was almost like, there were so many beautiful vendors and booths, including people that I wanted to go see, but like between sort of time and just like, I don't know, I couldn't.
Saturation of
like options.
Yeah.
The shopping like didn't so much happen except for this one booth.
Jackie was like,
one booth. I was like, I have to go. And it was like, I couldn't, even when I would like walk into the marketplace, I was like like a magnet, like drawn
Yes.
to this one booth.
We did have to go by it each time.
We had to go
too.
by it. Like there were multiple ways to get to the booth, and I just kept like walking. I was like going the long way because I had to make it stop.
It looks so beautiful.
At a Million Philomene. So Million Philomene, she's a wonderful, beautiful sort of Canadian hand dyer. And her booth was, I'm gonna back up for a second. So a Million Philomene like was probably the first non-Newton sort of like hand-dyed yarn purveyor that I had ever like encountered. And she used her Suri for a satellite shawl, incidentally also in this like bright neon yellow, but her dye style I would say is kind of like moody muted, but like what do I have in stash from her? She has like this like moody lavender and like a moody sage. And I'm on her like newsletter, and she talked about the dyes that she has used for her, you know, company is no longer going to be producing the dyes. And so she's switching to a different yarn company. And so some of the colors, like she'll do a color match, but she's like, I'm also like taking this as an opportunity to start to dye into like different
So no wonder you're like,
things.
I must buy it all all the
And
things
this
I love.
booth was just like neutral heaven. Like it was just like
it was beautiful.
It was
to
so
look at.
beautiful. It was so
You know those things where you just
soothing.
look exactly
Oh
that you're
my
calmed
God.
just by looking. Just the experience of observing the booth was calming.
And maybe it was like all of the stimulation, the excitement that I was just like, oh,
There's a space.
like there was just the space.
It was like the
that
mindful
was like,
folk thing that we read in,
yes, like it was just all of these like subtle, beautiful, like
It's so
neutrals
pretty.
and like.
And this
just a
is Jackie
wall
at the
of-
beginning of our podcast. Like this was you.
I mean, and I will
Completely.
forever,
still
and I
forever.
think like forever
Yeah.
will. It's so good. This is Ash Lilac.
That's perfect.
And it's like,
That's exactly what it is.
It's gray, but there's just like a little tinge of purple in it. It's just so delightful.
Oh, and that's
so delightful.
Mohair or Suri?
This is Mohair, so
Mohair.
this is a lace weight,
Oh.
lace weight. I don't even know the ball band is. It's like a merino.
Oh,
something.
Yep, superwash merino,
maybe
and
nylon.
probably nylon.
Nylon.
Yes, yep.
But lace weight.
So very similar to this, except
Yeah.
lace weight.
Lace weight, and then the matching mohair, and like, I'm so excited.
It is exciting. Sorry, I was actually just gonna check. Is this? I don't even. No, this is fingering weight. I wasn't sure if it was lace.
You don't want to know, is it?
Oh no, you're
Silk.
Oh, it's silk.
Merino silk.
Oh my God, yeah.
I was like, hang on a second.
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
merino silk.
Oh.
She also, in her booth, had some of the most stunning samples of like
That would have been something I
things
should have
that were
done.
little, like lesser known patterns, and I took a whole bunch of. And then, not only did they have the samples there, but they also had these like little postcards that you could pick up that had like the designer name. I didn't bring them. Designer name, and then also like how many skeins you would need and that kind of
Perfect.
stuff. I don't know that. So I bought for a pattern. I bought for a garment pattern, but they also had a shawl that in the booth that was like so stunning. That
Could
used
be-
the same like
right.
yarn, and she like saw me admiring it, and she's like, why don't you just take the postcard? It's like beautiful little postcard in any case.
Lovely.
You know, if we could be both of these things together,
course we
although I
can.
did actually think how gorgeous would this be as a striped
Beautiful.
sweater.
Oh yeah. Well, it's very similar to somewhat to what Natalie did. That stripe. She did a bright,
Yeah.
bright yellow with a mushroom.
Catnip.
Catnip. So kind of a like brown.
Oh,
Gorgeous. Gorgeous. And that, I mean, is another thing about like these yarn festivals that is so nice, right? That you get to feel the yarn, because it's one thing to see it online, but you can't capture, and like no picture can obviously capture the feel,
Yeah.
but also even the colors.
yeah.
It's, you need to be there and being able to see it and hold it up.
It's also such a gift to be able to, like, it was so interesting. One of the things that sort of kept coming up in the booth is we're so accustomed to working from skein to fabric And when you go to a yarn festival where there are samples, you get to work from fabric to skein, right? Like you get to like feel
true.
and see, and then like find your way to the yarn, as opposed to, you know, how
Find out what it feels like
it feels like after.
Yeah.
And get a sense of like gauge and size and all that kind of stuff. And it was funny because I was thinking about like my local yarn, one of my local yarn shops, which is Hand Knit Yarn in Hamilton. They are really wonderful, and they have swatches for like, they have such an epic swatch wall, and so like next to the yarn skeins there's often a swatch. And I was thinking to myself, I feel like I'm so conditioned to go skein to fabric that I like go to the skein, and I don't know that I ever like fully appreciate the swatch.
Yes.
Or I wouldn't necessarily go into the store and like feel the swatches, then go to the yarn. But I'm like, oh my gosh, when that's available, it makes so much more sense to go like that way.
It's true, although I just don't feel like we can get it like in the swatch.
You need a larger piece of,
exactly, like,
you know,
from a swatch.
Yeah, fair.
But you can see stitches, and obviously.
Yeah, but thank you to all the people to all of our like, you know, all the people who knit samples, all of our local yarns like stores who take the time to like have samples and make samples. And it's a lot. Yeah. But I feel like it makes a really, really huge difference. But it's interesting, right? Like sort of the like automatic, I noticed at the booth is like a lot of people would go straight to the yarn, and sometimes it's because people like knew what they want. They like, you know, they're like, I'm looking for a DK pattern, like they're looking for something to match a pattern, or they're looking to like match yarn. But it was interesting to me to sort of witness, I think people, people would go to the yarn first and almost not to the samples first.
I think that the majority went to the yarn first.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I would say maybe 80%.
Yeah. Like I found that I was more likely to be directing people to samples or bringing them samples. It was like, even with the samples that were there were definitely people who were browsing the samples, but I would say like most people went straight to the yarn. Yeah. And it was like a thought process for me, even when I went into this, like finally went into this booth and was like, I want to buy something. It was like I went straight to the skeins, got the skeins, and then I came back around. And then I came back around to the samples, and I probably would have bought the same thing, but I may have ended up with something different if I had gone like sort of sample the skein. Yeah. It's good. Yeah.
I have another, so this is what's been taking my time. So I've just been knitting this and finishing, of course, this, but I don't know what, anyway. The other thing, here's another thing, and I haven't figured out the details yet, but one thing, like we're in the midst of like all this renos and stuff, these renos, and that has made me go through my yarn stash. It's really out of control. Like it is like, whoa, you know when you think something's bad, but then you actually have to like pull things out and you start looking at them. And of course, wool doesn't help us that way because it kind of expands. Like you can stick it into a bag and you're like, it's only a bag. And then you pull it out and you're like, oh my God, like that's a lot on its own. It's not going to look like the bag.
That's what you've been spending a lot of time doing, actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've had to do a lot of this. So I have separated out. I'm going to have to do a de-stash. Yes, that is going to happen. I don't know exactly how. If you have suggestions, if you care and want to buy anything, you know, like obviously you're gonna have to see what it is, or if you have suggestions for how I can do this, I would love that. But anyway, in the midst of this,
talking about like doing a de-stash via like mail, which is I feel like hard to do and gets complicated in terms of shipping and like, you know, possible strikes and so on and so forth. Yeah. Versus doing a like in-person de-stash. I could do a de-stash.
Well, that's what I was, you know, like I'm like, maybe you and I like
find a place.
Like a pavilion in a park, and then we just like have it all there. And I mean, it would be local people. I mean, maybe we could put
in-person de-stash.
Yeah. Would you? Anybody like in
Southern Ontario?
We probably
Oakville area, Oakville, Burlington.
I thought about the fact that I was like, can I set up like a separate thing at Knit City? You know, like I'm like, I feel like I have a booth. It's worth.
You think Catherine at a Woolen Affair will let us just build a little booth next to Sonder that's called
Jackie and Carmen.
Jackie and Carmen's de-stash shop.
Oh my God. Anyway, in the the midst of this, I was going through like, I mean, deep, we're talking, I always laugh because I said something deep stash and it was like 2 years old or something. And somebody was like, deep stash, that's like, so that's not deep. This is, okay, so I did find some wool that was super, super deep. Not super deep, but it's probably 6 or 7 years old. I was at Michael's. This is when I kind of just, I don't know, I was getting into knit. It was probably more than that. Maybe it's like 8 or 9 years old. Getting into knitting again. I kind of was going in and out of it at that time. And so buying wool at Michael's, and I got like pulled in by, on the bands of these balls, there's like projects that you can, like there's a pattern, there's a pattern underneath, you know? Yes, and this one, I wish I had it with me, but anyway, you'll get the sense. It was for a blanket, and it was very Canadian.
So cozy and wonderful, oh my gosh.
It's like gonna be basically, now it looks like a flag, but if you can imagine what I'm gonna call. This is like, you know the socks, like the roots socks?
Cabin socks.
Cabin socks.
Blanket. Like,
yes. This is gonna go down, you know, for a ways more.
Oh, it's nice.
Isn't it?
Squish.
It's in a broken rib, 3x1. Broken rib, I think? Is that what you call it?
Broken rib is where you knit one, like one row is fully knit and then one row is ribbed, is that right?
So it's not broken rib, but I do it opposite. So basically it's like this one, these stay the same. And then in here is all like moss. Would it be moss? God, I don't even know. I think it's moss stitch in between these two. Basically, I'm knitting 3 knits and a purl. 3 knits and a purl, and then they are offset on the back.
And then, okay, yeah, gotcha.
Yeah. You know what, as I'm thinking this though, like it's so wide,
So
but I don't know if it's not gonna be very, like I have this, finishing this, it's probably gonna be till there, and then I've got this 2 more times. It may be more of like a square than a like long.
Than a blanket?
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Like
so
it's just
cute.
really wide.
It makes me, I'm like, I want to go to a cottage.
Right?
I feel like
I thought.
I need socks and a beverage and a cottage.
So, but I had misplaced one of the big balls. So they're really big balls. I don't have one here. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't knit. Like I'd already done this and I'd misplaced one of these and I had no idea where to be. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll just get some more at Michael's. Oh no, it's been like discontinued because it's that old. And then I'm looking online and there are a few people that still can do it, but it was gonna cost me like $20 for the ball and then another $20 for shipping. And I'm like, this project that was supposed to be just using up stash might end up costing me a lot more, but I did find it. But now I'm actually, as I'm looking at this, I'm like, I probably should have looked at my gauge a little bit better.
What size needles are you? Oh, they look so
10s, I think?
11s.
11s, 8 millimeter. There's the 8
That's
millimeter.
really nice.
It is. I have wanted to make a blanket for a long time.
If you're gonna make a blanket, I feel like I have such admiration for the people who make blankets out of advents.
Oh, I know.
You know,
I want to do that.
Blanket, and I'm like, I'm sorry, you're gonna make a blanket out of a fingering weight yarn? Like, make a blanket on US 11s 8 millimeters.
Yeah, and you know what? Even when you do it that way, it still takes a long time. I, for some reason, thought this was going to be just like the quickest project ever because it was such big wool on big needles. But it's not. It's taking a while.
It's a lot of stitches.
But I feel like it's fun.
It's fun.
It's nice,
I love
and
it.
it's not really the best season to be knitting this, obviously. But I can imagine in the winter this would be really nice because your blanket keeps like you're growing the blanket, which is really cozy. And I mean, it's just like the opposite of what I normally knit because it's acrylic and you know.
I love it.
But wonderful, easy to wash, and yeah, I feel
It'll
kind of
be
excited.
so cozy. I also am having this moment where I'm like, why aren't all blankets ribbed?
I know.
Like it's like there's something about the ribbing that is like
very
so
squishy.
like squishy. Oh, that gives me so much nostalgia.
Me too.
Looking at that.
I'm a like very one of the looks that I like. You know, like the farmhouse style, blah, all these kind of styles is like a Canadiana kind of lodge decor. That is a style I've always loved, and I don't know. There's something so to me it's Canadian because of roots, like we talked about before. But it's like a clothing company in Canada, and it's just that's like so Canadiana.
Yeah,
cozy.
it's so cozy.
I love it.
I love it.
I am a little bit distressed though, I will say. Looking at
About the
this.
size.
I think I should have looked. I was like, it'll be fine. Who cares?
How many balls do you have left?
I have 2 balls
Of the
jar,
gray?
and I'm not quite done, but I'm almost done it. So basically, like 2 more of those. It feels like
It's gonna be a square.
it's gonna be a square, yeah.
You can just like it'll be
I
a
didn't
lap
have
blanket
to do
like
that.
this way.
Like
You
if
know what
I,
I'm saying?
yeah,
Like,
but if I
obviously
had,
the blanket. I feel like this is the orientation that it's supposed to be in. But
Yeah.
once you're done,
It'll have to be this
meaningfully,
way?
it'll be this way. It'll be like your own personal blanket. Oh,
okay,
oh,
you're right. Okay, it'll be fine, right?
I mean, it's perfectly
Probably
sized
should've
for
paid.
me. Your feet are gonna stick out, but my feet won't.
Oh, right, because that's only gonna be the... right. Oh.
Lap blanket, lap blanket.
It's funny, as I was knitting it too, I'm like, who cares about gauge? It's like, you know, it's a blanket. But no, it is important. It's very important.
Swatch for your blanket, friends.
Well, you have to if you only have a certain amount, because
Yeah,
this should be a lot. I should have used less wool, right? And then this would have gone farther. If it was this way, it's going to be longer, right? It's that it's too wide. So I'm using up all my wool going widthwise. It shouldn't be
you
that
could
way.
rip it out.
That would be the smart thing to do. I really should do that. Jackie, you're not stealing it.
It's so cozy.
The funny thing is, it's gonna be a lap blanket no matter what for me, because it's like, this is probably gonna be longer even than, oh man.
I was gonna say, I was like, I thought you were like making it for like a double bed or something, or like a couch, like your whole couch.
Oh, it would be cute on a couch. All right, well, it is what it is.
All right, I have one more knit
Great.
that is. So today is like I feel like today is the first day of summer in Ontario.
Oh yeah.
It has been very, very cold, but today is like, I don't know if you can tell from our light, but it is very, very, very like sunny and bright and delightful. So hence I feel like we've done like a bunch of like summery, springy type of things. But I will never, ever leave the land of Newton.
Yay! I don't think we've ever had an episode without Newton. This would have been a first, I think, in some ways. So, well, I don't know if that's true. This is gorgeous. Oh my god.
Thank you. I will say that I'm not sure about it on me. Okay, so this project came from, you know, so I don't know why I was thinking this is a Carmen color combination, and the reason that I'm saying that is because you used to talk about like balls of yarn falling together.
Yes.
And then being like,
yes.
that has to go together. So this is
that happened.
that. These balls sort of fell together. And I love them so much. So
That looks so
this
gorgeous.
is I feel like this is like a Jackie color moment in which I'm like, okay, look, there's
It
like this
is
beautiful green.
different.
There is so this is Snaret. This is a very, very, very light blue called Morgan Use.
It is blue.
Then there's like a lavender
Oh yes.
Beaver, and then there's a gray skier. And I saw these three together and was like, I need to do a color work. Obviously, contrast way too low.
No, you can see it.
You can see it a little bit, but I was like, I need another color and to go with it, to pair with it, and then the
I love what you
green like
chose.
fell,
Of course, and it was.
and I
green.
was like, oh, I love it
It's
so
wonderful.
much. So I'm really happy about the color combination. This was like entirely, in a way, I feel like the sweater was influenced by Lily from Curator Knits and Casey from Young Folk Knits and the twins who knit, because they ran this cowl for this sweater called the Stornoway sweater.
Yes.
Which also has stripes. And I was like, okay, I think that with these colors, I think it would look really, really good in stripes.
Correct.
The pattern is sort of like a mashup between, so I used the Seaton sweater pattern because I loved it. I've knit it out of Newton twice, Newton single stranded on a US 6, which makes like just the most delicious light fabric. And I really wanted to knit the Norma sweater by my favorite things knitwear, but I don't know, just like didn't get on the needles, and I couldn't decide on colors. And also the gauge was, so there's two Norma sweaters. There's the Norma sweater, like the Norma sweater, which is like a raglan construction. And then she came out with another version, which is called the new Norma, which is, has a larger gauge.
But drop or?
Drop shoulder, yeah, drop shoulder, larger gauge. And I, my gauge on Newton single-stranded in the Seaton sweater on a US 6 usually comes out about like 20. The stitches are 20, and then the row gauge is like 22 to 24. And so the Norma sweater doesn't, like both versions, the raglan one is at a smaller gauge than the new Norma, which is the drop shoulder one, is on a larger gauge. And I couldn't, like I couldn't get either of those gauges. So I was like, but I have the Seaton sweater, and
that fits you perfectly.
That fits me perfectly, that I love. So I'm just gonna like use that, and I'm gonna like sub the stripes, except I recognize that because my row gauge is so large, I couldn't actually do the pattern the way that I couldn't just use the stripe pattern, so I sort of made it up.
Like distance between stripes and things, you mean? Or?
Yeah, so like,
yeah. I see what you're saying.
If you look at, this is the new Norma, there's like 3 stripes, and the row gauge here is about my row gauge, but I really liked the like more stripes version. So I did similar to what's in the Norma pattern, except with a couple rows taken out so that it's less tall.
Yep.
So I really,
it's
so
gorgeous.
Objectively, when I look at it on the floor, I love it.
Yes.
But I don't know if I'm a stripes girl.
You have said this before.
Is it
the horizontal thing?
No, I think it's like a little preppy.
Okay, it is preppy.
It's so preppy.
1000% preppy. That's
I'm
exactly
like,
what it is.
Am I preppy enough to wear? Like, it's weird because on the one hand I feel so like myself because I'm like in Newton and my single stranded and these like this
green,
color
in
green, lavender blue. Like I just love the colors, but like I don't know that when I think of myself in my brain that I wear stripes. So I'm like undecided, even though objectively I think it's gorgeous. I don't wear stripes
very often.
No. But it was funny when we were at Knit City, all I was looking at, like all of the patterns that I was drawn to were stripy patterns. And I think it's ultimately because I love color work. Like I love color together, and stripes is such a nice way to do color combination. So I'm like, I'm not sure. I finished this like 2 days ago.
It's lovely.
When I wear it, I just feel so happy because it's Newton
because of the fabric. You just don't, when you wear it, you don't feel happy when you look at it.
Like when I look at myself on the screen, I'm like, this doesn't look like it doesn't look like my sweater.
It doesn't look like a sweater.
It doesn't look like a Jackie sweater.
It does in some ways look like a Jackie sweater. Like, I mean, because of the colors and everything. And it's not like it does not look like it doesn't fit you.
Right.
Like your style.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. It's not like I would look at that. I would, if you just walked in, I wouldn't be like, Jackie, wow, like you're in like,
vomit in your mouth.
I wouldn't vomit in my mouth. No, it's beautiful.
But the way it feels is so incredible. I'm so very happy about how it feels. I haven't even wet blocked it. This is a steam block, and so I know it's even gonna get better. The whole sweater weighs 220 grams. It's so delightful. What did I do that I'm really happy about? So I
like that.
Did this ribbing. It's like a three knit, 1 purl.
It's so pretty.
I think it's really nice, and it makes ribbing go fast because there's so much more knitting than purling.
That's true.
Different from the Seaton sweater, which is a 1x1 rib, and I did the 3x1 ribbing, and I made it like a little mock neck, which I'm really happy
I really
about.
like the mock neck too. So smart. Look at you with all your like designing features.
But I just, I feel like because the Seaton pattern drop shoulder works for my body, I feel like there are likely going to be like many versions of that sweater knit in Newton because it's just like my favorite things. It's like the right gauge.
So well.
It makes such a light sweater. It's so great for like all seasons and hiking, and it just like feels so nice.
Yes.
You get to play. I get to play with all of the Newton color work. So one of the things that's also really delightful about the Seaton sweater is that it's mostly all in the round. So you basically knit in the round. There are steeks here, which are so easy to do. In Knitted In, I just like have a little felting needle and I like felt it and then I cut, which is always like kind of fun. Then you have a really small section where you're working back and forth here, and because there's no color work, I was just working back and forth and like
easy
regular. You do a mattress stitch sort of here and here, then you pick up the neckline and you go up.
And you did the 3x1 there too.
And I did the 3x1 there, 3x1 on the. Oh, there are some ends that haven't been woven in because I don't really weave in ends with Knitted In.
No. So it's beautiful.
Thank you.
I think it's beautiful.
It's
very like fall.
I think maybe that's what it is. Is like right
like
now.
School. It looks like a school sweater. Which is beautiful.
But I feel like I have satisfied my desire for a Norma sweater, and it is really Moorish to like knit stripes and have a little bit of color work, and I am quite happy with it. I just haven't decided whether I'm a stripe wearing girl.
So what was all this talk about wanting to know about my striped sweater combo? Because I'm going to be making a striped sweater, and you wanted to know that because you were thinking about having a striped sweater, and now I'm hearing you don't like stripes.
Yeah, but I like color work. Okay, so for context, last year at last Knit City, I feel like one of the breakout, it's funny, right? Like it's funny year to year, different patterns are, like there are different patterns that are really popular in the booth.
Yes.
The Sonder booth. And so last year there was a striped sweater by Andrew Mowry in the booth that a lot of people were buying for. It was brilliant because it was like 5 skeins of mohair.
She did it in mohair held double.
Mohair held double, instead of
wool.
Right. And it was like 5 skeins will get you a striped sweater all the way up to a finished bust size of like 54 inches or something like that. And so it was like a really fun way to play with color. And so I feel like there wasn't as much color work. Like there was less pairing of multiple colors this time than there was last time.
Yes. It was less color work.
It was less color work and it was more like solids and that's fun too, or like a lot of stripes, like 2 color work, a lot of stripey patterns.
True, that's true.
And what I realize is that in my stash, often patterns ask you to buy 3 skeins of mohair for a sweater pattern, but I think because I have short arms and I've knit cropped, I never get into the 3rd skein. So I have all these like solo skeins of mohair that I want to turn into a sweater, hence the Andrew Mowry striped sweater.
Perfect.
So that's why.
Okay.
But I don't like striped sweaters. This is a good point. I think I like the putting together of colors.
Oh, yes, exactly.
But maybe I don't actually like wearing stripes.
I don't know.
But that, can you just show this?
This is my
striped my God. Okay.
And, I have to knit this. I really can't wait to knit this. I just keep not doing it. Why?
I don't know.
I don't know. I just have to do it.
Okay, because everyone's gonna ask. Glass.
Oh, yes.
Extroversion. Grand Ballet. First Light. Limoncello.
You're amazing. Well done.
I mean, I just looked at the ball bands earlier, so.
Oh, did you?
And also we were just at Knit City.
Fair. But I was at Knit City.
And
someone might could be doing.
And I compulsively was looking at my stash with my single skeins that I had left over, thinking about doing a striped sweater. And I had all of them except for the extra version. I was like, I need a 5th one because I feel like the 4 of them alone are too I would love it, but I wonder that it's too like candy-ish. That is brilliant. I was looking for the last one.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have to knit it because I'm not gonna cast mine on until you knit yours.
We're getting a long list of those.
Just 2.
Just 2?
Yeah.
Just the fungus in this one?
The fungus shawl in this one.
Okay. I thought there was another one. Oh, maybe it was going to be the Marie Wallen, I think, because it was like I had to get that started or something beforehand, because if you knit another one, I think there was something like that we had planned, but now
we clearly don't remember.
I don't think I'm knitting it. What a shocker. I
those
probably
colors.
will not. I know, I love those colors. But you know, so
This
funny.
is a good point, though. Maybe I won't wear it because I don't like stripes.
I don't think you're gonna wear it, babe. I don't think so. Just call you babe. Sorry, but I don't think so. Well, no, you can wear it. I just don't.
I'm
think
gonna need you to knit it first.
Yeah. Right.
You know what it was?
And then try it. You can have it for like a week and see if you actually like wear it.
Wear it.
Yeah.
I loved the Seaton sweater, and I feel like the Seaton
striped.
sweater was striped, and it did like break my like I don't wear stripes
Yeah.
phenomenon.
This is more
But this
striped.
is very like I don't know. There's something
This
about
feels more
like
striped
very
because
striped.
That one is panels.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
yes, they're
Right.
stripes, but they're like
Right.
panels of color.
Yeah, but objectively, like I remember when I like laid it out to steam, and I was like, "Dang, this is such a good sweater." I'm just, like
Gorgeous.
killed it on the sweater, and then I put it on, and I'm like, "Yes, of course."
I think that you're just overthinking it.
I think maybe come fall,
Yeah, absolutely. It has
I'll
more
be
of a
in a
fall
mood.
vibe to
It
for
just
sure.
like it reminds me of not that I've been to the moors, but it is
Yeah.
reminiscent of the moors and fog,
Totally.
and, like autumn.
It
autumny
is.
things.
Yeah. It definitely.
This is giving me pause though because I very seriously want to knit the Elton pullover by Joji Locatelli.
Yeah. Can you look that one up because I know
Yeah.
a lot of people were buying for that.
She just put out a testing call for I think the V-neck version. But one of the knitspiration moments where I like gasped and I was like, I must have that sweater. This is okay. This is not the sample, but it's one of my favorite versions of the Elton sweater. So this Elton sweater, it's striped and it's basically like a fingering held single mixed with a mohair held single. Look how gorgeous that is! Oh my gosh, can I see it?
Oh, that's beautiful.
But so this has been like this particular sweater, which was knit in light thin long grass by one of our amazing viewers, like lives rent free in my mind, and I really like want this. Then when we're in the booth, one of you beautiful humans who watch us on the podcast strolled in with a version of it knit in Sonder and Yolo.
Yes, that's right.
And that I just like I can't get that out of my brain, and I really want to
That's
cast it
right.
on, but like what if I don't wear stripes?
But wasn't that tonal stripes? Like Yolo and what color Sonder? I can't remember actually now. I thought it was two yellows.
It's a neutral.
Oh,
I
it's a
can't
neutral?
remember. Oh my gosh, Jen, what color was it? I asked you. I took a picture of it, and then I promptly forgot.
Oh yeah,
Catnap?
catnap.
Was it catnap?
So it's another one of those catnaps with the
with a neon, but I can't get it out of my head like that like the
So nice.
lemony drop plus a neutral.
Mm-hmm.
I want it. That looks amazing on
It's really
you.
pretty.
Jeez.
I liked it better on you though.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I feel like stripes is more your look than it is my look.
I definitely have, I think, more of a preppy.
You have preppy,
I do
yeah.
preppy more often than you, but yeah, it's gorgeous.
Oh my god.
I think that's beautiful. I have definitely found that I prefer the drop look of stripes
Yes,
over the raglan.
the raglan look.
Mm-hmm.
Except there's the other like Newton color work project that I want to do, or I want to try and hack for a single stranded is has been on my to knit list forever. But what I'm discovering is that in this like season of my life with like a little bit of wool sensitivity and also
Mhm.
like just how many garments I have that are already like how much I will wear a garment that's this weight versus when I'm knitting with Newton double stranded, especially in the like newer, I want to say
Yes, the newer
like the
blends.
newer blends that are
thicker.
a little bit thicker and therefore really gorgeous double stranded is it the Bjork?
Oh yeah, I knit that. I tested
You
that.
did test that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to find the like original one though, like her sample, because talk about a color combination that I like This is the one striped raglan sweater in this sort of like neutral plus black that I also like really, really want to knit if I can figure out if I am a striped girl or not.
It's going to be, it's the same.
It's so stripey.
Like, it's so, sitting here, funny enough, when I saw you wearing it, I was like, no, it looks great. I am looking at myself going, that is striped.
Do you think it's the thickness? Do you think it's like, because it's the width
light
of the stripes?
It's how light, the color, I think, the contrast between.
The contrast.
Yes, I feel like it's very, like, and I
really
do
high
think
contrast.
It's quite, there's a lot of stripes.
Yeah. I mean, that's why designers design, because they have the right like width.
Think about the size, I guess.
Yeah. Because
although I feel like hers, the Norma, that felt like very small, like very sparse stripes. I didn't really get a chance to look at it very well.
So, I mean, her drop shoulder one has 3 stripes along the whole body.
Oh, actually, no, that is really beautiful. With a big rib.
And like where's the, I feel like this is.
That's the one that.
I'm trying to find her sample. Like, I feel like this is very similar to her sample.
Yeah.
This is the one that I was like really going
I
for. Like that was
color. Yes.
But you're right. She has more negative space. Seemingly there's more negative space between the stripes than what I did.
Yeah.
But, it's so pretty.
It's so pretty. Jackie,
It's so pretty.
It's gorgeous.
I'm sure that, you know, it's like one of those things that once it becomes like hiking season,
exactly,
I'm gonna want to go out in the forest with that. You know?
I also think it's like, this would be something that if you had a shawl on top, it would break up some of the stripes, right? So then it would be like really cute, like just little stripes coming out, and maybe you have something here and.
Oh, my vest. With
or
the
your
vest
vest
on, I think we'll probably.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but
it's lovely. It smells like fall. Like
it smells like
me
June,
is
right?
like fall. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. That is all my finished objects.
Woo!
Woo!
Jackie, well done. Keep talking. I have to tell my daughter to walk home because that's not happening. I'm not figuring out, but I can't text her. I'm gonna see. Do I have text on? I'm gonna use my phone. Right. Ooh.
This might be a moment to end the podcast. Oh no,
we have to talk about this.
Okay. All right.
Can you talk
Yeah.
while I'm not here?
Yes. So, where am I? Okay, so the one last thing that we wanted to do today is something that we've never done before, which is a live unboxing, which sounds very strange and bizarre. But we had the like gift and privilege of being sent something. And what I want to say is that, you know, since we have started this podcast, Carmen and I sort of made a decision at the very beginning that we were not going to do any sort of sponsorship type scenarios, because again, we wanted you all to know that whatever we talk about here, whatever we show here is like what we like intrinsically love, and we don't have any like,
yes.
I don't know, like bias, I guess.
Yes, or pressure
to say things.
Yeah.
And so how this came, and so like, you know, we've been approached by, you know, so every so often we get a message from a yarn company that we're not like aware of, and they'll message us and they'll sort of say like, hey, would you like to try this, that, or the other? And generally speaking, we've said no, like every single time.
We have.
Basically.
Yeah.
This came about in a different way, which is that I saw a bag on Instagram from a maker that I have been following, like basically since we started knitting. Catherine from Bed of Roses. She
oh my God.
Is based in Norway and just like curates the most beautiful selection of things. Like her feed is like a mood that I'm about. There's like neutrals and a lot of like blush pink and like, you know, a beautiful like rich ochre brown, like
so
it's just so pretty,
and like patchwork, but not like too much patchwork.
Yeah, just like and you know, there are a number of our like knitty friends who have had her stuff before that we've seen. Like Lily had some of her stuff when we were at New York Sheep and Wool, and I was just like so beautiful. So it was like, it's something that I've like looked at, and I then she posted this bag, and I was like, oh my God, I love this bag so much. And I just like put a comment. I think I was like, I love this bag or something like that. And I am like medium active on Instagram. I would say that like I don't engage very often. You know, every so often I will. And there was just something about it that the bag like jumped off the screen. I was just like, I want her to know how gorgeous this bag is, because I feel like it was like a little bit, like it's consistently inside of, like it is her aesthetic, but I would say that it was like just a little bit different from her regular aesthetic, which is a lot of like muted colors and a lot of like floral inspired patterns. And I don't know what it was about this like high contrast, beautiful patchwork bag that I was like, oh my God, it's so beautiful. It probably was the owls, actually. It was entirely the owls. And so I like left a comment, and then Catherine messaged, and she was like, can I send it to you? And we were like, can you send it to us? And so like we had a conversation about, you know, this
we were like, what do we do?
What do we do about this?
This is a tough call.
And ultimately what we decided was that Catherine was like, I'm gonna send it to you. You have, and like if you hate it, like talk about hating it, or like you have no obligation. Your
honest opinion.
Yeah, she was like, I'm sending it to you mostly for like my I want to get feedback from people.
Yes.
And whether you like show it on the podcast, like whatever you do for it,
I'll be right back. Keep going.
like is totally optional, up to you.
Yes.
So this came in the mail. This came in the mail. Like Catherine sent it like ages ago. It came in the mail. And Carmen and I just kept forgetting to open it. And so it came to the point where Carmen was like, you know what we should do is we should like save it for the podcast episode and when we actually film the podcast. And she opened hers, but it's here in this box. And I'm so excited to open it on camera so that you can sort of get the real thing.
Sorry, keep going.
Okay.
The problem is I have switched to do not disturb mode here, and I'm noticing it's still do not disturb here, so I'm just not sure if she's getting it. It says delivered. I don't know if my daughter's getting my message.
Is your daughter waiting at school? Okay.
She's like, Mom, hey, are you here yet? I'm like, no, you have to walk home.
Oh, she's got it. Okay. Sorry.
Okay, here we go.
Here we go.
Yay! Did you say I've seen mine?
Yes, Carmen has seen hers. But I said that it was your bright idea that we do like a live unboxing. I feel like very weirdly influencer.
Oh yeah.
This is like a weird, this is like a weird podcast moment, which is, you know, I feel like very unlike.
Also, there are two things in here.
Oh.
Did you talk about the?
No,
there's something of our
there's
giveaway.
something.
We have something for you too. I haven't seen that either.
Yeah. Okay.
She's coming. Okay. It's so beautiful too. Just the packaging, you know, like you're just like, oh.
Dark tissue paper is incredible. Oh, there we go. Oh, there's a really beautiful handwritten note, which I'm not going to read right now because I'll probably weep.
Aww.
Wait.
That's an extra little thing.
Wait. Okay, but wait. This is like, I feel like that I want to take a moment to show it because this is exactly why I love this maker. Did she freaking sew this together?
I don't think. Oh
my gosh.
She did
okay, so
sew it
first
together.
of all, it's this like beautiful paper package. There's a little heart that has my name on it, which is like a sticker that she, you know, put on it. Bed of roses. It's hand-tied ribbon. It's beautiful, like, oh, feels really nice, like linen-y, cottony, like the perfect neutral color.
Mm-hmm.
But wait. It looks like
I think she did.
Sewed this like paper together to make an envelope.
So smart.
She sewed the package together. Like, this is the amount of mindfulness. This is the kind of like patient crafting. I don't want to open it. It's so beautiful. Okay. No, but really, I want to get to the bag.
Okay, don't look at that. I think that's the other one.
Wait, what?
Wait, I think that's the thing that they're giving. Yeah, this is yours.
Okay.
This is what we're giving away. Isn't it so beautiful?
It's so beautiful.
I videotaped myself and sent it to Jackie when I was doing mine. But I didn't.
You didn't show it to me.
I didn't show it to you. That's right.
You just.
That's right. I just told you.
You were like, making all the ooh-ah sounds, and then wanted it to be a surprise when I got mine, so.
That's right.
I'm not a good friend.
Right? Sometimes I think of things in the moment, not in advance. Do you want scissors or?
As if I could rip the paper. Are you, when you open Christmas presents, are you a big ripper?
I'm
that person who doesn't rip.
I rip. That's probably not surprising.
Yeah. I'm ripping. I wonder if people are annoyed by
the sound. Sorry about that.
Sorry.
I'll have to put a little disclaimer.
Oh! Look at this bag. Look at it. Okay, I mean, oh my gosh, like look. Okay, look. Look at the little owl. Oh my gosh, and there's little leaves. And I didn't even realize little tiny acorn babies. Okay, so there are a lot of florals.
There are florals, but they're not as, the other ones are more like farmhouse florals, if that makes sense. These are more like.
And there's like, there's like the, you know how quilted bags have like a little squish?
Yes.
There's a little squish. There's this beautiful front panel. Look at the little owl faces. And then the back is the acorns with a little bit of leopard print. I mean, it's
so lovely.
It's so lovely. And one of the things that Catherine makes that I think she's like really well known for is like a knitter's necklace with all these beautiful stitch markers. And like, look how cute on the inside. There's a little thing where you can, I guess, like clip the markers,
check out the rest of
the things, and the clip is, it's not even like, it's like a hexagon, like a little 5 instead of like a circle. Oh my gosh. Thank you.
So great. It's so beautiful.
Okay. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to rip this like hand stitched thing, aren't I?
Well, I don't know that you're gonna use it for something else.
It's true. I can't actually rip it though because it's sewn.
Aww.
Oh my gosh. Look.
Isn't that beautiful?
At these stitch markers.
Gorgeous.
Oh gosh. They're so beautiful.
So gorgeous.
I think
it attaches there.
And it attaches to the little loop. Oh my god, that's so brilliant.
Yes.
Wait, yes?
I was gonna say it's yes. I pulled it apart in this funny way and then realized, oh no, you just push it. Like I was like turning it this way. But yeah, you just push it on.
Look how beautiful.
Maybe I'll show you my.
I mean, like the swag, you know, like sometimes you need some knitty swag.
Mine has a little bit of fluff on it because that's actually what I knit. I use this one to knit my.
Oh my gosh!
Yay!
Look how cute they are. Your also your insides. Yours is lined on the inside.
Oh yeah. What is does yours? Oh, yours is white. Mine has
yours
some
has
kind
little
of like
foxes and whales.
Whales.
And oh my gosh.
Cute.
So cute.
And a little stitch marker.
You know, I like
Love it.
what I like about it is that there's quilt lining all through, right? So it's like kind of soft.
It is soft.
And it has some structure.
Yeah.
But it's not like
nice.
You know, I feel like there are a lot of project bags. Like, what are those bags called? The hide and hammer bags that are made out of like waxed canvas. Yes. And I have a waxed canvas tote bag, which I really love. But I really like that it's like light and sort of like.
That's it. And I don't know that I would want wax or, well, no, I say that, but then I had the best drink. What was the?
Oh yeah.
My wonderful, those purses, they were wax.
Yeah, can't remember.
Best
Drink?
Par.
What is Swedish?
Par.
Yeah,
which
par.
is not how it's pronounced, I think. It's pear? Anyway, right away. We're getting distracted. Yes, I didn't know that I would want wax with fabric, but I did have that and it was perfectly fine. So anyway.
But as a project bag, I like I like a soft project bag.
Me too. And this one was good to just like knit and walk because it's like, I like the
and then it's lighter.
The strap.
We do have
Guess
some
what?
stuff for you.
Guess what? Yes, we do.
Is this the one?
So yes, so generous. She sent something for us to give away.
Look at this.
Look how beautiful that is.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, it's so gorgeous.
Look at all the quilting and putting together the patterns. This is something that I feel like my brain wouldn't know how to do.
I couldn't do that.
Like in terms of getting it to be like perfectly proportioned like this. Oh, and it has a little quilty squish in it.
It's beautiful.
So she sent this to us to give away, which we thought, and we asked, we're like, okay, so is it okay if we don't give it away for like a while? Because we thought that we might give it away at the end of the year for Marie Wallen, or sort of at like a like holiday time.
Right.
But oh my God.
But do we want to do that, or do we want to just like
give it away now?
Yeah, I don't know.
How do you want to give it away?
Like, what if we just have it as like comments here or something?
Oh,
like
great idea.
Something just like really basic.
Is there an owl?
You don't have to do anything for it. You just comment. Project bag.
So if you comment below, but we can't sort it in terms of comments that say project bag versus not comments.
How do
it's
everybody
like every
else
single
does
comment.
it? Well, yeah. Make a comment. You comment on this? Comment on the podcast.
Okay, let's do this. If you make a comment, then you're immediately entered into a giveaway for this bag.
Yeah.
If you would like this bag, please put a little emoji, like a little acorn or a little like owl in your comment. And then what we'll do is we'll do like the random name selector out of the comments. And if what comes up is a comment that doesn't have an emoji, then we'll draw another person. Because there might be people we're assuming we'll assume that that if you want it, you're going to include a little owl or a little acorn in your thing, so that we know that you're commenting and entering the giveaway. Although I'm like, who would not want this bag? I mean,
I don't know.
I want this bag.
I know. I was like, ooh, it's even a different size. It's like, I also want this.
It also has this like, what would you say this
there's
is?
actually different,
and there's different pattern on the
yeah,
back.
like it's different patterns and like it's just so pretty.
Ooh.
And I have to say, having
the drawstring.
the drawstring, I have project bags that are drawstrings that are really, really.
This one has a drawstring also, right?
Oh, I didn't even realize that. Yes, it did.
You said it like a feature,
Carmen.
and I was like the one that we have.
Like this would be a perfect little.
I like this.
I like this
neutral
bottom too.
bottom.
Yeah,
It's really
and these
lovely.
like these different. I like these florals on there. Pretty, pretty, pretty,
Pretty.
pretty. So yeah, that came out of nowhere, but why not?
That's how we do things here. So we have this bag that she generously gave us to give away.
Thank you, Catherine.
And then we also have a coupon code. So from now until July 1st, you can get 10% off of your order by using the coupon code Jackie10 Carmen. We'll all caps. We'll put it down in the description box below. But what a dream.
Yeah.
What a dream.
I can say I love too that I did open it first, and then so I've actually knit a whole project in it. Which also, don't you think that looked great? Every time I pulled it, I was like, oh my God.
Well, I think it just goes to show like neutrals and a pop, you know? Like, look at this one, this.
Oh. Okay.
This project bag will make all of your projects look beautiful.
Look incredible.
And we just love the opportunity to support like a
she makes this handmade.
Handmade. It's kind of like just her, not just her, but like, you know, like
a
support like a one woman business.
Yes.
And to have the opportunity to receive something that I have honestly been coveting for years and years, and I don't know why I never bit the bullet and bought.
So many times I've gone on her website and almost bought, and then I think it was probably just like things like I got distracted by something, or I don't know.
You know what it was? It was she used to put together these like gift boxes, like these like seasonal gift boxes.
Oh yeah.
And it was like always on and they typically sort of came with like a project bag and like a bunch of stuff that she'd curated. And I don't know that she's doing them anymore. But I remember every single time I thought I would buy something, I was like, no, I gotta hold out for a box.
Oh, yeah.
Because one of the things I love about her is just like what she curates is like ridiculous.
Well, you can tell because like look at her style. She can like put things together.
I know. So this could
yours.
be yours.
There needs to be a Lily, Catherine curating
collab
combo. Yes. Can you imagine the two of them making something?
Just take my money now.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, love the opportunity to be able to share with you all. And maybe just a little incentive to allow you, if you find something that you love, to treat yourself.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Why wait till Christmas? I
No,
like this.
yeah, you don't need
All
to.
right. That's all we have for you today.
That's all we have. Okay,
I have no
so
idea how long it
hopefully-
is because there's 2 videos that
I think
may
the other
be
one was
spliced
about an
together.
hour. So I think we're around 3, or just over 3 hours?
Yeah.
I think so. I'm hoping this is all gonna be easy. I feel like it has to be possible.
Well, we'll see. By the time you're watching this, you will have figured out whether we figure out how to edit this in a
you've
way that
watched
makes
it.
sense.
Right, because you're gonna watch this, it just might be
In 2 parts.
A and B.
Yeah.
But we've done that. That's how we started. 0.5 and 0.75.
Yeah, it's
and-
true. I mean, that's right.
We love you guys.
We love you.
We loved seeing all of you that we did get to see at Knit City. All of you that we know we obviously couldn't, or and maybe won't. Well, hopefully at some point we cross paths, but we love you as well and feel your energy. And thank you for watching our podcast and allowing us to do it. We've said it many times, but I'm just gonna say it again, that if nobody watched us, we probably wouldn't do it, because why? We would just kind of sit around. Hold on, baby. So thank you for watching, to give us a chance to be able to do this and communicate our love of knitting, and then to hear back from you. And it truly is like an interactional process that we adore. So
It just
thank you.
multiplies the love and the joy, and experiences like being able to connect with amazing makers, experiences like getting to have basically like a marathon of knit joy at all the various festivals that we've been able to do. Like, none of that would be possible if you weren't here.
Yeah.
Sharing your enthusiasm, inspiring us. So we love this. We love doing this. We love you, and it won't be this long until our next episode.
Right, in between.
In between.
The episode will be this long.
Yeah,
but
so no,
it
that's
won't
right.
be-
The episode will always
yes.
be 3+ hours. However, we hope to see you sooner
Yes,
rather than later.
indeed.
Indeed. All right.
Love
Bye.
you. Bye-bye.